Getting nasty on a Thursday. It's a Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. Andrew Marsh, Kerry Davis, Jamie Rivers, I'm Anthony Stalter. 201, your time check is brought to you by Clarkson Jewelers, an officially licensed Rolex jeweler. Jamie's already starting.
What?
He's already starting crap before the game.
Your attitude sucks
the show,
today, Anthony.
which is our
Let's be
game.
honest, Kerry,
No, my attitude's just fine.
No, Kerry's the one who brought
It's
it up
your
to me.
attitude.
And you know what? I agree.
I was minding my business and caught a stray for no particular reason. Wasn't bothering anybody.
Must be a game day because Jamie's all hot and bothered.
I'm trying to get it started now. Let's go. Let's go. Blues.
Blues Islanders pregame starting at 6 o'clock tonight right here on 101 ESPN. Your home for the Blues Radio Network. And boys, Drew Bannister, as anticipated, he's making some changes. Nathan Walker, healthy scratch. Kasperi Kapanen is in. Nick Leddy dealing with a lower body injury, so he is out. Suter will take his spot alongside Colton Parayko. So we knew the changes were coming, but why now? Why make them now, Jamie?
Well, you just lost 2 in a row, for one thing, and you came off a little bit of a lifeless second half of that game against the Minnesota Wild. Do I think Nathan Walker is personally responsible for that? No, absolutely not.
No,
Absolutely not. But this is how the cookie crumbles. I have been Nathan Walker in my career. Whenever we're going to make a change, it's not like, hey, we're making a change and none of you are safe. No, they are.
Yeah.
The change comes with the last 1 or 2 guys on the roster.
We'll show you.
Yeah. We lost because of you and your 7 minutes that you played. How dare you hit so many guys and block so many shots?
You got to be better.
You got to be better. We're changing it up. It's going to spark the group. I'm sorry. Am I being snarky a little bit?
This is your fault, Rivers.
Enough, Coach.
7 minutes, 3 block shots. The hell's wrong with you?
4 hits. Yeah. You're a little too overzealous.
Should have been
for us.
5.
But it's always the guys that are lower on the food chain that get scratched. It's what happens. So as far as Nick Leddy's concerned, he's not scratched. I love reading all over social media. People like, it's about time. Bannister sits Leddy, sit the veteran. He's hurt. My gosh. People want blood. We're 4 games in and we're 500. It's not terrible.
It's about time they said it.
You'd be the Colorado Avalanche with lots of expectations and you haven't won a game yet this year.
Seriously.
But no, Nick Leddy's dealing with lower body injury. I don't know exactly what it is, and I probably wouldn't tell you anyways. But so that you get P.O. Joseph's going to come in, play with Matthew Kessel and Ryan Suter. This is why you got a guy like Suter. Mm-hmm. You move him up and down your lineup. If he plays 15 minutes, it's going to give you a good, solid 15 minutes. If he plays 24 minutes, he'll be solid for 24 minutes. So that's kind of it right there for your lineup changes. There are some other changes within the lines. I think Kyrie's going to play with Thomas and Saad, and Neighbors is going to play with Buchnevich and Bolduc, and then you've got Holloway, Shen, and Joseph. Mojo, we'll call him.
Mojo.
I don't know if there's P.O. Joseph.
Mojo and Mojo. Okay.
Right.
Mojo Jojo?
Something like that. And then Foxa, Torchenko, Kapanen. There you go.
There you go.
Yep.
So there's the changes. Here's Drew Bannister in a second here on Walker.
You know, that line as a whole has been really good, especially on the road for us. And I thought they took a step back as a group, not just one player. They had the one shift in the second where they got hemmed in when we were a lot of ozone time. And, you know, for that line, they're at their best when they're able to wear teams down and playing the other team's offensive zone. And I just thought they didn't get to their game as much as, you know, they had in previous games. And, you know, when we do that, again, we have good players sitting out right now that want to get in the lineup, and guys aren't playing to what we feel the expectations are as players, and somebody will step in and want to take their job.
Yeah. All I kind of heard throughout that was, well, we're just going to make some changes because we lost. So we'll get some guys in, take some guys out.
Play better.
We have expectations, boys. What about the rest of the team? No? Okay, yeah. No, we'll circle back to them at some point, I'm sure.
It's just tough.
What it is.
It's tough for me to hear that, and because, I like Drew Bannister a lot.
Yeah.
I've known him for, since I was 16 years old. He's a good dude. He's a great hockey coach. He's in a tough spot. He's got to put some fresh bodies in there. He's not taking Kyrou or Thomas out. You're just not. No matter how much people want that to happen, depending on who you are and who you cheer for. But it's always, It's always tough to hear. Well, yeah, that one shift in the second period.
Right.
Really?
Yeah.
What about the 25 other shifts he's had that were really good? Like,
Listen,
anyways,
those don't count.
I think a lot of people might be upset about the guy that's going into his spot.
Torpchenko?
No, not Torpchenko.
Well,
Yeah.
Torpchenko's playing left wing. He'll take his spot.
Well, no. Kapanen
the
is
other
being
guy.
inserted into the lineup.
It's much different. Cappy's on the right-hand side. Walker plays
okay.
left.
Jamie Still, though. He's the one going in. Walker's going out. It's kind of a one-for-one.
That's Torpo's fault. He's a left-handed shot.
Okay.
Well, blame it on him.
I see where you're going with now.
So why, we talked about Broberg potentially playing with Parayko at some point. Why not move him up instead of Suter?
Couple reasons. One, it's going to be a placeholder type thing. It's not going to be like a permanent fix right now. So Suter's pretty good, pretty well equipped to do that.
Okay.
And the second thing is Falk and Broberg have been really good together.
Gotcha.
If I'm Drew Bannister, I'm not screwing with that. They're playing really well right now. Broberg's got a point in every single game. He's got 4 points in 4 games, like 13 points all of last season. I'm not expecting the points to keep coming, but
82 points.
that would be cool, wouldn't it?
Yep.
Especially
You just
when-
said it.
Then all of a sudden people are like, wow, he's underpaid.
Yeah. It's great.
Army would be like, I told you.
Yeah.
Overpaid. Nah,
What do you think
underpaid.
now? So why else, what do you think that Bannister's hoping to achieve?
Some energy.
Just see something.
Some spark. Like, you got to hope that the second half of that last game against Minnesota was not their best work. The players know it. The players have been talking about it. And it's not like they're dwelling on it. They're not sitting at the rink today like, oh, we were so bad. No, they moved on because that's what you have to do. You have to have very short memories sometimes in pro sports. You remember the things that you need to focus on, but sometimes the bad things are just as good to let them go as it is to sit there and let it fester forever.
Yeah.
But no, they need a spark. They need energy. They need something to get going immediately in this game. How about they play with a lead?
That'd be nice.
Let's try that for a change. Get out, score first goal, maybe even score the second goal. Whoa. Get up by 1 or 2.
Now, what are you doing?
I didn't mean to make you laugh.
What are you doing? Who's on the lead? This guy.
Why are you laughing? You don't think they can get a lead?
I mean, I haven't seen it yet.
It was in Vegas. It happened
Yeah.
shortly after that. The Vegas Golden Knights scored, but
Still. They erased that lead pretty quickly. Was that 2 minutes? Maybe. Who's
I
counting?
mean, you have to keep track.
Yeah. Who's counting?
I mean, I was on the game. I wasn't keeping track.
Yeah, it was about 2 minutes or so. Yeah. Willie from the Snake Pit said, Anthony, I am sorry I mistakenly labeled you a Ducks fan this morning during the balloon party. Mistakes were made. I'll go sit in the corner now.
You're not a Ducks
I mean, you like
fan.
the documentaries.
It's the same state.
I do like the Mighty Ducks.
He was thinking Sharks, clearly.
Yeah.
I do. I have
do
come
like
on
the
these
Sharks.
airwaves and said that Gordon Bombay is one of the most underrated GMs in sports history. I mean, you think about the collection of talent he had to work with that District 5 team and what he did to go out and bring in guys like the Bash brothers there.
Yeah.
Go out and look at the lines, the way they were drawn to get Adam Banks onto the team. I mean, this is somebody that's working overtime.
That was a bit of a real Richard move by him.
It was. I did see
It's
a
also
video.
a Richard move, though, that, Adam Banks wasn't properly paying for the Ducks.
Wow. But the kid was happy playing where he's at. Like, I don't know if I believe in making kids unhappy and tearing them away from their teammates. Just saying.
Yeah. I did
Kid
see.
should have been
yeah.
a Duck, and he was a Duck.
I saw a video the other day of it was these two. I don't know who it was, but it was some football show, and they're both from Minnesota. They're going back and forth, and one of the guys was from Edina, which is where Adam Banks is from. They called him a cake eater, and he was saying, like Gordon Bombay ripped this guy away from his friends. Kind of like you said, a Richard move.
He can't hang out. Adam Banks can't hang out with his buddies after the games.
It's different.
I mean, come on.
Anthony. It's different.
Yeah, then he turned on his team in the third doc, and then came back. But
Look, I mean, come on. He didn't turn on the team.
he was playing for the.
He was elevated to the
Warriors.
varsity team.
Yeah, he was hanging
What do
out.
you want him to do?
He should have said no.
Okay. Eventually, he came back.
He did.
Did he come back or they just sent him back?
I don't really like that you guys are dogging on Adam Banks. I mean, we talk about Charlie Conway and his leadership. Let's not forget about Adam Banks, the true talent on that team.
How much of a conflict of interest would you think it would be that Charlie Conway's mom was also dating the coach.
Look, he was.
Do you think Charlie got a little extra power play time?
So that was only for one movie.
I don't think so. Because if you look, I mean, he was the kid that gave up his sweater in the second one. You know, I don't think he had any advantages, really.
It's true. In the second film,
Yeah, but they weren't together anymore in the second
they
film.
weren't. He went out for ice
That's
cream
why
with the
the
lady
coach
from
wasn't playing
Iceland.
him.
That's true.
That's why the coach didn't play him. Mom's not here anymore. You're off the power play.
You're done, Charlie. Conway, sit right there. You're no captain. It's a fast lane on 101 ESPN. Can too much chaos breed inconsistency? We're gonna continue this Blues theme throughout the course of the show today. But like the line changes, the chemistry. I mean, we've already seen the Cardinals make multiple lineups. Sometimes it works. Oftentimes it doesn't. We'll get into it next on 101 ESPN.
If you're like me and you love sports betting and you love going to Vegas and checking out all the sports books, how about the world's largest sports book right there at Circa Sports in Las Vegas? Derek Stevens, a great friend of mine, he had a vision of just creating the world's largest sports book for people to gamble, and he did it. He did it in Las Vegas, and now they've done it again. They've created Circa Sports Illinois, and they're bringing the world's biggest sports book right to your fingertips. You could just go to their website, or you can find them on the App Store. Again, that's Circa Sports Illinois. It's old school Vegas when you do this. It's got great money lines, tight money line splits. They've got no betting limit, and there's no promos. They don't need any fancy things to get you to go and download their app. No, it's the app itself that speaks for itself, and you're going to love using Circa Sports. So please don't miss out on the action. Download and bet like a pro with your Circa Sports Illinois app today and join in on all the excitement. If you or someone you know have a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER or text ILGAMB to 833-234.
Yeah, definitely a lot of changing up the lineup. I think it's hard. Plays happen quick. You need to know where guys are. And it takes a little bit of time to get used to guys. I think we're getting shots, but we need better quality. We need, high-grade chances and dangerous chances. And, volume's good sometimes, but we need to find a way to get better shots.
That was Robert Thomas yesterday, and JR had mentioned that audio. Jeremy Rutherford had mentioned that audio to us and that quote to us yesterday, and it kind of sparked our curiosity with the line combinations and the different changes. We've often talked about with this with the Cardinals, where we said, hey, listen, why don't you just figure out kind of a more stagnant lineup? Now, when guys aren't producing, you're forced to mix it up if you're a coach, because you can't just stay with the same group that's underperforming. But we're only 4 games into the season. We've seen a massive amount of line change, massive amount of, guys going in and out. When it comes to being a player, though, guys, I mean, this has got to mess with you a little bit, right? How do you develop chemistry if you don't know who you're playing with night in and night out, or you don't know what position you're at or what spot in the lineup you're at? I mean, it must be difficult to get into a bit of a groove if everything's changing all the time.
It is. And this is the struggle right now for the St. Louis Blues is, do we leave the lineup as is and kind of ride it out for a little bit, even if we don't feel like we're getting the best results? Or do we just continuously keep switching it up, risking that there's no chemistry while searching for results? Right. It's the chicken or the egg at this point, right? Are you either standing pat and going with it, or you're just going to keep mixing it up until you find something miraculously? As a player, and you heard Robert Thomas right there, players like continuity. They like at least 5, 6, 7 games with the same guys, get used to it. I remember, getting a new partner on every team. It takes a while. It takes practice. It takes games to get used to each other. You have to have certain failures as a line or as a defensive pairing in order to learn about each other, in order to talk more, communicate more, learn each other's tendencies. Like, I remember playing with Al McInnes, and my very first partner in the NHL. There are things that Al did that I didn't have other partners do. Obviously, he's one of the best players, but he did it a certain way. I wasn't used to that. It takes a while. You get burned a few times. You talk about it. You figure it out, and then all of a sudden, you become in lockstep. You know what's going on. Like, I always knew that Al was going to challenge a guy at the blue line immediately, and it was my job to get over and pick up the loose change, grab the loose puck. Al always knew that anybody coming down my side, I'm going to hit him. I don't care about the puck. I don't care. I'm not even looking at the puck. I'm trying to just murder this guy. But Al was great because he knew that, and he'd say, if you're going to hit him, make sure you hit him. Don't miss him. I said, don't worry, I got you. And he'd come over. He'd pick up the loose change. We were gone. But it takes time to develop that kind of stuff. And right now it's tough because you're 4 games in. You haven't had the success that you wanted yet. You've been behind in almost every game except for the Vegas game. Yeah. You've had to queue up massive comebacks in Seattle, 2-goal comeback, and 3-goal comeback in San Jose. Like, that doesn't promote being consistent, because at the time you're still switching up the lines every game. I think the Blues are going to have to try and ride it out a little bit here too. I don't know. As a player, it's not my preference.
I agree. I think the consistency matters. Excuse me. The consistency matters. The continuity matters. And, guys being on the same page, understanding where a guy is going to be, understanding, playing on the same line with people over and over again. You get familiar with what they do and how they do things. You were talking about Al McInnes. When I was in the backfield with Willie Parker, it would be certain plays that are supposed to hit in the B gap. If I lifted my foot up in the backfield, that was telling him, we're bouncing it. But if another tailback got behind me and we haven't talked about that, we haven't discussed that, I'm expecting him to bounce it, and now he's going up inside, and now my guy's falling back in and making the tackle. So it's a continuity, it's a feel, it's an understanding, just subtle movements, something that let him know, hey, this is what we're doing, but we've talked about it, and we've worked on it, and we've gone over it and over it again, and you start to know who a player is and what they do well and what they don't do well. Yeah. I think it's harder when you don't have that consistency with a player over and over again, and it makes it more difficult to figure out how to be the best version of yourself, of your team, of a certain line when it's constantly evolving and constantly changing.
Yeah, this would be for all sports, I would think. You know, whether it's a quarterback and a wide receiver, whether it's anybody along the offensive line, especially when you get defensive linemen that are constantly moving. You know, you see like that amoeba front, and they're moving all over the place. It's like, hey, we're good. I got inside guy, you got outside guy. Cornerback, same deal. You get along the goal line there, and you know you get two wide receivers that are going to cross. You got to be on the same page. You talked about the defensive pairings. Huge. How about basketball? You're a point guard. You know which way your guy's going to move based on a certain defense. I mean, I think it's in all sports. So my question would be, when is it incumbent upon the coach, in this case Drew Bannister, to set his lines, knowing that these guys not only need to develop chemistry, but they need the experience together?
Yeah, it's a great question, and it's a tough one to answer because let's say the Blues don't have consistency over the next couple of games. Let's say they win one, lose one, but it's kind of like, still not pretty to watch.
Still doesn't look right.
It's not. What do? Like, do you stand pat and be like, okay, it's not really working, but we went 500 last two games. We're 500 on the season now, 3-3. I don't know. Or do you just keep mixing it up again? The problem is you might, for me, my opinion, you might actually end up with a great group of forward lines that don't perform all that well for a game or two. And then you mix it up and they never get back to what they could have been. Whereas if you leave it alone for another 3 or 4 games, all of a sudden, whoa, okay, they're starting to find some chemistry.
Yeah. Don't you have to trust who you are as a coach and say, look,
you do.
I'm going to trust what I'm seeing.
But maybe this is what he's trusting. He's in his mind, he's like, no, I don't want to have stagnant lineup. I want to be able to move people around.
Well, you better be right.
Yeah.
Because you're going to pile up the losses, and then you're going to be in real bad shape. If you lose and you've been mixing it up, and that's what you want to do, and then you're 2 months into the season and nobody's got chemistry.
Yeah. And I'm not saying that that's what he wants to do.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, we don't know what the ultimate strategy is. And the flip side of all this, too, is you're playing in the NHL. You should be able to play with anybody.
Sure.
And I say that because being a fringe player or whatever guy, whenever I got in the lineup, it was always with somebody new. Like, that was later on in my career, but still. But that was part of the talent, was learning to play with whoever the hell you're with. Well,
Right.
there were games where I was playing forward. I'm a defenseman. You're going to play left wing tonight. Okay, there we go.
Yeah.
You know, like, you got to be able to adapt to that. So I think there's somewhere in the middle you can find the success. I think riding it out for a few games, like 3 to 5 games, would be, in my opinion, the way to go. And then you can see what lines had success, what lines didn't, percentage of time in the offensive zone, percentage of time in the defensive zone. You can just you can compile the analytics and couple it with the eye test and see, okay, this line's legit. We're not going to touch that one. This line, terrible. We need to mix that up because it's not working. But you got to get to that point.
Absolutely. It's important.
It is. Again, the consistency. Players are generally creatures of habit. Like, you like to know what's going on, where you're going to be, what you're going to be doing, and to constantly shift it around and change it up can be difficult. Like you said, but you are a professional. Your job is to, regardless of who you're on the line with, who you're playing next to, is to do your job and be the best you can be. But I think the inability to do the same thing with the same guys every single night makes that task just a little bit harder.
Yeah. I mean, we even see it in radio with our shows. There's certain things.
Anything in life, man.
Yeah.
Think about it. Police officers, firemen, service people, like, you have to count on your teammates. You have to know what they're going to do.
Yep. Right.
For us here, actors, how about rock bands on stage? Like, you don't know that your buddy wants to go shred. All of a sudden he's shredding. What the hell are you doing? Like, I think it's any profession in life when you work in a team concept. Even if it's sales, you're a sales team. If you don't know the person who's working with you, you can't either improve the situation or change the situation. You can't help each other out. So you get to know each other, and then all of a sudden, hey, we got a great sales team here. And meanwhile, you just met 3 or 4 of these people like 5 days ago.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, makes it difficult. It's Fastlane on 101 at ESPN. You can catch me and Rafe from the Rizzuto Show tonight at Hot Shots in Fenton from 6:30 to 8:30. You can come hang out with us, watch the Thursday night football game between the Broncos and Saints, and while you're there, you can get signed up for some Point and 101 ESPN giveaways and enjoy a cold Bud Light. It's this Thursday from 6:30 to 8:30 with Rafe and myself, Anthony Stalter, at Hot Shots in Fenton. It's all refreshed by Bud Light. We've got what's trending next on 101 ESPN.
Elevate your performance over at Pure Performance, your one-stop shop for all aftermarket modifications. After nearly 40 years of outfitting the best-dressed vehicles in the St. Louis and St. Charles area, you can trust that your prized investment is in great hands over at Pure Performance. They've got a 25,000 square foot facility right there in St. Peter's, right off of Highway 70, super easy to get to. In that, they have the largest showroom in the area, and you can find anything and everything that you might need to enhance your vehicle. They've got all sorts of leveling kits, lift kits for Jeeps, SUVs, trucks, of any make and model for that mind. And let's not forget that the experts at Pure Performance take great pride in the exceptional work that they do every day. They're going to take the time to talk with you and figure out what your individual needs and wants are for your vehicle. And then they're going to make sure that they get it right. And they do. They always do. So please stop by there again. When you go there, ask for Shelby or Caleb. Tell them that Jamie Rivers sent you in. They love hearing that. And then let the technicians go to work. You're going to absolutely love the end result over at Pure Performance. Again, for more information, if you want, check them out at pureperformance.com. Again, that's pure, P-U-R, performance.com.
101 ESPN Sports Center.
I'm Andrew Marsh. It's time for a Sports Center update driven by Johnny Londoff Chevrolet and Johnny Londoff Autoplex. The Blues are back in action tonight, taking on the New York Islanders. You can listen to that game right here on 101 ESPN. Pregame starts at 6 o'clock. Puck drop is at 7. We'll talk with the voice of the Blues right here on the Blues Radio Network, Chris Kerber, at 3:15, so stay tuned for that one. Also, the Los Angeles Dodgers took a 2-1 series lead last night over the New York Mets in the NLCS, and the Yankees are looking to take a 3-0 lead tonight as they take on the Guardians. The Dodgers looking to extend their series lead to 3-1 tonight as well. We have What's Trending coming up next. I'm Andrew Marsh, and the Sports Center update is driven by Johnny Londoff Chevrolet and Johnny Londoff Autoplex. See them at londoff.com. Chevy, together we drive. Are you kidding me?
It's time to find out what's going on in the sports world with What's Trending Now. Brought to you by Goodwill. Donate a car and get tickets to the St. Louis Cardinals.
Welcome back to the Fast Lane here on 101 ESPN with Anthony Stalter, Jamie Rivers, and Carey Davis. I'm Andrew Marsh, and it's time for What's Trending. Want to give a shout out to Jamie Rivers, who nailed his bet the board pick yesterday. The Pittsburgh Penguins ended up winning that game in overtime. I even texted the group last night that the Penguins in overtime had 4 future Hall of Famers on the ice. You had Sidney Crosby, Evgeny Malkin, you had Chris Letang, and Erik Karlsson. Evgeny Malkin scored his 500th goal last night, and Sidney Crosby also a milestone for him as well. Just a great evening if you're a Pittsburgh fan. Shout out to Carey Davis. But the question I wanted to ask you guys, Sidney Crosby, Evgeny Malkin, are there two, or is there another dynamic duo that has been better for the amount of time that they have played together for? Like in any sport?
Any era?
Any era, any sport.
Gretzky and Curry were pretty good together.
Yeah. But did they do it for over 20 years?
How long did Mario and Jaromir play together?
That wasn't 20 years, though. 20 years is a long time.
Brady and Belichick.
Yes, that's a good one.
No. Brady played. Belichick didn't. Is it players? It's hard to play 20 years. Adam Wainwright and Yadier Molina.
That's a great one.
Yeah,
there you go.
I don't know if it's better than
Probably not.
Malkin and
It's going to be hard to
Sid
find.
the Kid.
Steve Yzerman, Nick Lidstrom. I think that was like 15 years.
Jordan and Pippen.
Yeah, that was only about 8, right?
Yep.
Probably.
I thought of that one, but
Montana and Jerry Rice. That was.
that was probably 7, 8.
Yeah.
Maybe 8. Yeah. 80.
Because Young
took over in
94. So it wasn't.
Aaron Rodgers, Devontae Adams.
It's going on 20 years now. That's
You
tough.
got to find 2 guys that have played that
Maybe
long.
Magic Johnson, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
They weren't 20 years, though.
No, but it's a pretty long time. Larry Bird, Kevin McHale.
Yeah, it's about
And we're in there like the
12, 13.
Yeah, we're in like
you
the
got to
10
go
to
back
15.
to like, I don't know. I mean, you have to go back almost pre-free agency or
Who did
when there was less teams in the league. The Celtics, Cousy and
Yogi Berra,
Russell.
Joe DiMaggio?
Yeah.
Were they on the same team together?
I don't know how long they would have. I don't know.
Like either way, it's very impressive what they've done and the ability to keep them in the city.
To your point, Marcia, we can't even think of 2 others.
Somebody puts here Derek Jeter and Mariano Rivera.
So that would have been like 94, 93 to 2009?
It's
10?
in the area.
Yeah.
I don't know if those 2 guys, like I want to consider them a dynamic duo though, just because they're on the same roster. Like they didn't, like, you know what I'm saying? Like Malkin and Crosby are working hand in hand.
Yeah. So nobody
it's a little different.
So nobody in
Jeter's
baseball.
not allowed to hold his hand while he pitches.
That would be
Very
kind
true.
of awkward.
I mean,
That's just my opinion. Now, someone could think.
So it'd be difficult in baseball then, unless it's a battery mate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I could buy that.
Mm-hmm.
So just eliminate all baseball then.
Baseball's done.
I do think it's pretty incredible that they've kept them on the same team. And you mentioned free agency. Like, we just don't see that anymore.
Your mom's boyfriend suggested Stockton and Malone.
They were there.
They were there a long time.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's quite 20, but that's a good one.
It's hard to find two teammates that stick around in one place.
Yeah.
It's hard enough to stay in one place with one player, let alone two players staying for 10-plus years. It's free agency, people wanting to get paid, people wanting to go elsewhere, things coming up, family, all the different things that happen. So,
I mean, hell, you could make it 3 with Chris Letang. I know he's a defenseman, but he's also been there for quite some time.
He's been there for quite a while, yeah.
It's been a while.
Sunless on you.
Hootie.
Creed.
Hootie.
Hooperstein. I heard that one earlier.
Yes.
All right, guys. So Jake Ottinger signed an 8-year, $66 million contract extension with the Stars. Congratulations to him. We're seeing a lot of very great goaltenders signing big contracts. And I want to go back to the contract that Jordan Binnington signed, because the Blues got a pretty good bargain for him compared to all these other goaltenders these days. 6 years, $36 million.
Wow.
was his deal.
Yeah.
It's a great deal.
I just feel like when you get a goalie, and we look at the situation in Boston with Jeremy Swayman, he ends up, kind of sitting out a little bit, finally gets the contract. But I feel like when you get that goaltender and you get him at a really good price, like this is why you hold on to a guy like that. We had the conversations we talked about with Billy Husso the other day. But when you get a guy, especially who's won a Stanley Cup, like, you hold on to that guy. It doesn't matter if he had a down year or whatever. And now we're seeing the benefit of what Jordan Binnington can actually bring. And when you look at these other goaltenders that are making a bunch of money, like, this is a very good contract for the Blues.
Yeah, and look, it was a very realistic contract for both sides on that one, because Jordan Binnington had proven that he was now a number 1 goalie in the NHL, but he wasn't a first-round pick, or he wasn't a top prospect, so it's not like he carried a whole lot of weight behind, especially regarding his resume. But $6 million, it's a great deal for both sides. If you had Jordan Binnington stumbling into that right now, he'd definitely be in the same range as Ottinger and Swayman. 8 years is a long time for a goalie. You better get it right. That's all I have to say. You better get that right. It better be right in the perfect age bracket to where they continue to grow, develop, and mature, but they don't hit the back 3 or 4 years of that deal and they're too old to even move anymore. Or, heaven forbid, a hip or a knee injury that just is terrible for goaltenders, almost the equivalent of like elbow or shoulder for a pitcher. It's just not great. But good for them for getting the money.
I want to mention Blues Q's coming up. So about 5 or 6 minutes, Blues Q's. So start to get your Blues-related questions in. 314-399-9646. Blues Q's coming up in less than 10 minutes.
I was watching this video today. It was this Phillies fan, and he was doing like one of those live webcast type things, simulcast or whatever. And he was watching the Yankees and Guardians game 2. And all he was saying was like, I hate the Yankees. Obviously, he's a Phillies fan. He does not like the city of New York. Doesn't want a Subway Series. Doesn't want any of that. But he's complaining about Aaron Judge. Aaron Judge, he hits all these home runs. This guy can't do anything in the playoffs. Immediately hits a 2-run bomb.
Whoops.
Makes the game out of hand.
Yeah.
But it got me thinking, like, is this the year that in order for Shohei Ohtani, Aaron Judge, like these guys who are the faces of baseball, do they have to deliver in this postseason in particular to really make their name and put themselves into one of the baseball's best ever? Like, does it have to come in the postseason this year?
Yes.
I think
it has to come in the postseason, but I don't know if it's going to come this year.
It has to happen in the postseason.
Absolutely.
To become that person that people view you as, that people speak about 10, 20 years, 30, 40, 50 years.
100%.
You have to show up in the postseason. You got to make big plays. You got to be one of those guys that are talked about in October. Shohei has had a great career, right? He's done a great thing, great job, but nobody talks about him in that regard because he hasn't done it in these moments. Like last night, he hit a shot so dang on far.
A piss
He hit
missile
it
to
to
the
the
moon.
top. I said, "Oh my goodness!"
Was that even a fair ball?
It didn't matter.
Didn't matter.
It was
so
over the
majestic.
foul
They were
ball. Who
like,
could
screw
figure
it,
out?
count it.
That was a shot, man.
I thought the
You know
same
what I
thing.
mean?
I was like,
Like-
I don't know if that's fair. And then I was like, who
Who
cares?
cares?
Look how
cares?
hard he hit that.
Gavin
thing.
Lux hit a bomb too.
Yeah.
Upper deck.
Did you all see? So I took a picture of it. As the game was going on, behind the catcher, they have the billboards. There's Shohei Ohtani. It's at Met Stadium. It's Beats by Dre, Shohei Ohtani's picture.
Really?
Yes.
Oh.
I'm like, Mets, you gotta, I understand. You're getting paid
Steve Cohen's
by.
got to pay the bills, man.
Yeah, man.
But, man, can we find a different?
I'm with
like
you.
literally are advertising the guy that you're playing against.
Right.
Like, what the hell are
Kerry,
y'all doing?
they're advertising that guy everywhere. If I'm the Mets, come to the stadium. Watch this guy.
Watch him hit it out of the
Yeah,
park,
okay.
actually. He almost hit it out of the damn park.
Go get yourself a cold beer and a hot dog and go watch Shohei Ohtani.
Yeah.
play,
It was ridiculous.
Probably selling Ohtani jerseys in the stadium.
Yeah.
I'm not even joking. I would be.
But I'm with you guys. Like you've got to do it in the postseason, or else you wind up going in that Charles Barkley, Dan Marino bin.
Well, that's why I brought
Like
up
those
this
two
year,
guys
though.
had
Why you left our
unbelievable
guy Chuck?
careers.
Well,
Unbelievable careers.
Chuck took his team to the finals. He just went against the greatest player to ever play the game.
Dan went to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
That's kind of my
They lost. Yeah.
my point about this particular year. If it is Dodgers and Yankees,
Yeah.
like this is the time, right? Like I don't know if we'll ever get that matchup again. Who knows? Maybe we will, maybe we won't. But if this is the year that we get Dodgers Yankees, the two best quote unquote players in
You will
baseball,
have- it's
I
gonna
think
be
there's
glorious.
it's going to be these
Mets
players are going to get
say the
scrutinized.
I always think about that conversation this way, though. Bill Cowher could never win the big one until he did. Peyton Manning could never beat Tom Brady and win the big one until he did. So if you're Aaron Judge or you're Shohei, you lose. Let's say they both make it to the World Series and the Yankees win. Shohei, if he wins it next year,
Doesn't matter.
you're a winner, man. Dusty Baker, incredible manager, could never win the Worlds. Did it last year. World Series champion, Dusty Baker. Like that's how it goes. That's how definitive it is.
On the other point, though, the other side of that, when we think of Patrick Mahomes, and Tom Brady, could Patrick Mahomes be better than Tom Brady? Maybe, but he didn't beat him in the Super Bowl.
You're in a different universe, though. There was always that's a great point, but there was always that conversation about how Joe Montana will always be the best because he was 4-0 in the Super Bowl. Tom Brady lost, and then Tom Brady won his 6th or 7th, and you're like, okay, we're gonna have to back down on this one. Tom Brady's the GOAT. There's always
He just keeps coming back to this
there's
game.
always that line of demarcation, So I totally get what you're saying. I do think that there will be that for Patrick Mahomes. I didn't beat Brady, but he's got 12 of them. Damn. You know what? He's the best.
Like Judge didn't beat Shohei, but
Right.
he won the next year. Or,
Yeah. I think if you win, the whole conversation changes.
or if he doesn't produce, let's say they win, it's because of Juan Soto. Like there's so many different tentacles to
Right.
the conversation. I find it interesting.
Marsh, you like the drama.
I love the
He
drama.
loves the drama. I see his eyes. They light up.
I'm a storyline guy.
Yeah, he is. You're very storyline centric. The only player I have bought into with that is KD. It's the
What's
only
that?
one. It's a champion. Had to go to the Warriors to get it. Like, is it fair? No. But
He did win MVP though.
he did. But all I remember is he was a Warrior.
All I remember is his burner account.
Well, that was interesting, too.
Which one?
Exactly.
All right, it's the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. Speaking of baseball, how do the Mets and Guardians slow down baseball's best? We'll get to that at the top of the hour, but we got Blues Cues coming up next on 101 ESPN.
Inventory is growing every day over at Londoff Chevrolet, whether it's brand new inventory or pre-owned inventory. Right now, they are crushing it over at Londoff Chevrolet. And you'd probably ask, why do you buy your newer pre-owned vehicle or truck or SUV from Johnny Londoff Chevrolet? Because they've been in the business for over 80 years, providing the best pricing and award-winning service in the St. Louis area. They know that buying a vehicle should be more than just a price tag. It has to be. You have to trust your dealership. You have to have a great time there. You have to know that you're getting a great product, and that's what you get with Londoff Chevrolet. I've been a customer for over 25 years. My girlfriend's a customer. Kids are customers. We are part of the Londoff family, and we're not leaving anytime soon. And remember, St. Louis, nobody, and I mean nobody, will give you more for your trade-in. That's right. Not trade assistance or value-adding pricing. No, it's cash for your vehicle, period, even if you don't purchase from Londoff Chevrolet. So please visit one of the two locations that are available. The original in Florissant, Missouri. Love that place. It's iconic. Or the brand new Londoff Autoplex out in St. Peters, right off of Highway 70. They both have great inventory, great service area, and unbelievable staff. So please stop in. Tell them Jamie Rivers sent you in. But if not, you can check out everything that I just talked about online at Londoff.com or LondoffAutoplex.com. Are you kidding me?
Johnny Londoff Chevrolet.
Now, it's time for the Fast Lane's Blues Cues.
All right, let's get some Blues cues here on 101 ESPN. Your Blues-related questions, 314-399-9646. What'd you say?
The Blues Cues.
Blues cues. Marsh, hit it.
All right, this one comes from FedEx Colton. Blues question. Well, more of a talking point. We hold Ollie Marmol accountable for not playing the best players. Let's do it with the Blues, too. No reason for Walker to get yanked unless he's hurt. What do you guys think about that?
Yeah, you don't want to yank a guy.
Yeah, you got to be careful.
Yeah, be careful.
Be careful when you do that.
Yep.
Depends.
Could
on
actually hurt him.
You could hurt him, or not.
No, or not.
You never know. Depends how hard
You're yanking.
Yeah.
We get it, Jamie.
It's Carey.
Carey.
What the hell?
It's normally you.
Damn it, it wasn't
by
this time.
default.
Sorry.
That's not fair. It's not fair.
You got a reputation.
No, I don't.
Yeah, you
What was the question again? Something about yanking a guy?
Yeah.
yanking Nathan Walker out of the lineup.
It's not fair, but what is fair in life? Like, if you're not one of the top players, you're going to get messed with. It's just the bottom line. So,
Was it fair when Jamie was sent to the media row all those times
Nope.
as a healthy scratch? No.
Listen, it's
probably
not.
a couple times, but
Maybe when he hit the mascot with the puck.
I didn't hit the
He
mascot
shot it
with
at
the puck.
No, he
shot
I
one
shot
at
the
the
puck
ref.
at the ref, and I hit the mascot with a body check.
Sorry.
Too many stories to
I
keep
still
track of.
I stand correct.
I just don't want any of our listeners to be like, wait, that's not the story. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, my bad. Yeah.
it was way better.
You also fired a puck at your former coach or GM in Detroit?
Yeah, my coach.
Yeah, there you go.
Whose son now works for the Blues.
There you go. Nice.
I agree, though.
Thank you, Carey.
Listen,
he deserved it.
Trust me, I'm sure he
didn't.
did. Nah, Anthony, if
coach
you know
did.
like I know, yeah. Some
Not
of
the
them
mascot.
definitely
The mascot
deserve
didn't
it.
deserve
The
that.
mascot was minding his own business. The coach definitely probably did something or said something that
there's a lot
warranted
there, yeah.
a slap shot right past his ear.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's life. But no, I agree with you. Sometimes as a player, when you're on the lower end of the roster, meaning sometimes they feel like that's the one person, and that's the shakeup. Like it's kind of a notice to the team. Hey, you guys better play better, or this could be you. It's not going to be you, but it could be you, right? That's the message that is delivered, and sometimes. You know, if you're not one of those top guys, you are the odd man out, and it's not fair. Mm-hmm. But we all know that that's a part of the sports. That's part of professional sports. It comes with the territory.
Give him the Tomlin line.
Which part? Which one? I'm going to hurt. The one where he says we're going to hurt.
We're not going to hurt the team.
We're not going to hurt us. We'll hurt him.
Yeah.
We're going to.
So if Antonio Brown's acting like a fool,
We'll punish him. We won't punish us.
We won't punish the team, though.
Yeah.
Meaning he'll play.
He'll play. Oh, he's playing. His pocket's going to be a little lighter.
Yeah.
You're filming after the division game before they played the Patriots in the AFC Championship game.
Yeah.
We'll punish him. We won't punish us. But that's how it goes. Now, if that was Kerry Davis.
Oh, yeah.
What are you doing, son?
Yeah.
I get to the stadium next game. Where's my uniform?
Where is
Where's it in my bag?
Still in dry cleaning? Are they stitching it?
Yeah, no,
Stitching
you're not
my
playing.
name on?
No, you're not playing.
Yeah.
You'll be watching. Got the best seats in the house, though. Cheers.
From the 314, I was at the home opener, and my takeaway was that Jordan Kyrou should never play point on the power play. Do you agree?
When was he playing the point on the power play?
I think it was probably, and it looked like he was playing the point when the puck hit off the stanchion and Justin Falk pinched in on that far side.
Not. He's playing the half wall on the far side.
He slides up to the point. That's probably what they're referring to.
Yeah, he doesn't play defense on the power play. He plays on the half wall with the one-timer side. There's 4 forwards and 1 defenseman, so technically Justin Falk is partnered up with every other forward that's on the ice at that point. Whoever happens to linger back there ends up playing defense. So I think we can just leave it alone.
I think you can go get him now.
Yes.
From Grant Francis Fan Club, how many D on this current roster would need to be upgraded for this team's D group to be at the level of a Stanley Cup contender?
Well, we haven't seen them all yet. Once we get a good look at all the D, we'll be able to categorize them a little bit better and certainly know where they rank, on the team.
You really got to collect them all first.
Yeah, you got to get a good visual. Cross with the analytics. You got to know what the number is, and then see if the number matches the eye test.
True.
You go from there.
Going back to the the whole Nathan Walker thing.
Children.
We get a text from the 816 along these same lines. But do you think that sitting the hustle guy, like, does that send a bad message?
I think it always sends a bad message if the guy is performing well and he's the one that's sent to the sent upstairs, sent to the bench, or
was he
wherever.
playing? Did he? You talked about it earlier. It was one bad shift. That what was the
I don't know.
I don't what caused it. Like, and again, it's with all due respect, a fourth line guy, right?
Yeah.
It's not one of your top guys. It's not one of the guys. He has shown a lot of effort, a lot of energy. Maybe the things that he lacks in skill set, but he adds in value because he does some of the dirty work that other players aren't willing to do. Don't you need those guys on your team?
You do.
Every game?
You do. I listen, it's an interesting one, but you also have to try and keep all of your players going too. And Kasperi Kapanen, he's a guy that you want to try and ignite. He is a former 20-goal scorer in the NHL, and you're hoping to somehow recapture a part of that. It's what we said it is, Kerry.
Yeah.
When you make a change, there's like 3 or 4 guys on the team that actually are ones that you're going to move in and out of the lineup, and that's it.
I've said this before. I've had coaches that will yell at certain players to get the message to other players that they couldn't yell at.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You're not gonna fuss at Hines Ward, or you're not gonna cuss out Ben, but you might the backup quarterback or the fourth receiver. What the hell are you doing? Get on the red line. Something like that. I don't know. I don't know. But Hines was actually the one that didn't do what he was talking to the third or fourth receiver about.
John Gruden's notorious for that.
Oh yeah.
Start yelling at somebody.
All coaches do it. It's ridiculous.
Send that message.
What the hell I do?
What they don't understand,
Doing my job.
what they don't understand is those guys like Hines Ward and like your top players, they're not even paying attention to what you're yelling at receiver for about. Really, what the hell is he yelling at him for? I don't know. Give me a water. They're not paying attention to that.
Yeah.
All right, it's Fastlane on 101 ESPN. How did the Mets and Guardians slow down baseball's best? We'll get into that next. We got Chris Kerber coming up at 3:15, so we'll get back into the Blues coming up at 3:15. But talk a little baseball next on 101 ESPN.
All right, fellas, are you currently using ED meds? If you are, you're probably paying too much for those. Stop doing it. That little blue pill, the gummy thing, I know what you're doing. It's fine, but get to the medicine shop. They are your destination for cheap ED meds. They've got a generic called Sildenafil. They got that for less than $2 a pill. Gentlemen, that's a great buy. Prescription, of course, is required, and you don't have to live close to cash in on all the savings either. Medicine Shop, they offer free, discreet shipping and delivery to your home or your workplace. It's a fantastic program that I'm a part of. It takes very little time to get set up with it, and if you're traveling, you're busy, you can't get to the pharmacy will come to you. They drop off everything. It's awesome for any regular prescriptions or medical devices, things that you need. They've got you covered. Medicine Shop has a wonderful location located right there in St. Charles. The staff is awesome. They're going to answer all of your questions, and they're going to make sure that you leave there a satisfied customer. So please stop by there. Tell them Jamie Rivers sent you in, or you can visit them online at stcharles.medicineshop.com. That's stcharles.medicineshop.com.
is a towering drive down the line. Ohtani's broken through. It is gone. A majestic home run into the second deck. 7-0 LA.
It's a fast lane here on 101 ESPN. Kerry Davis, Andrew Marsh, Anthony Stalter, Jamie Rivers with you here. That was Shohei Ohtani's blast last night in the playoffs versus the Mets. And Kerry, at this point, when you look at the Dodgers and you look at the Yankees, if you're the Guardians or the Mets, how the hell do you slow these guys down?
I don't know, man.
So many stars.
So it's like, it reminds me of, to a degree, like when Barry Bonds was on his out of this world, doing his thing, people were walking him when bases were loaded. Like, you know what, I'd rather walk you than face you with the bases. Like, we'll walk one in instead of getting four in. I don't know if it's that extreme, but facing these guys, it's hard to go up against Ohtani and Betts. It's hard to go up against Judge and Soto. It's a difficult task. And the Dodgers, we've talked about, they don't have any pitching. Well, they've been shutting 3 of the last 4 games have been shutouts. Like, they are playing really well, and it doesn't matter whether that game yesterday felt like the Mets really, in all fairness, had no chance. It was 4-0, and then Shohei hit his bomb. It's like, it's a really difficult task to go up against these teams. I don't know how you slow them down. I don't know how you decide to pitch them, because if you make a mistake, it's going to be in the deepest part of the ballpark, or it's going to be in the gap, and you're going to have runners running around scoring and guys going from first to third, getting doubles. It's a difficult task when you're facing lineups with players that are this good as the Dodgers and the Yankees have.
Yeah. I don't know how you feel, Carey, but like looking ahead here, so we got both games tonight. One, actually, I think the Yankees and Guardians start at 4:08 or something like that. So, for me, I don't trust Cleveland.
Okay.
Over the course of a 7-game series, the regular season's a marathon. You get into these shorter series, the wild card especially, but even the 5-game series in the divisional round. I don't think that you could still win a couple of those games just predicated on the pitching matchup. I think when you get into a 7-game series, things start to play out a little bit more naturally, right? Like the better teams often win. I think Cleveland's toast. I think they're done. I think they lose today. Maybe they get one, but I wouldn't be shocked if the Yankees swept. I just think the Yankees are a bad matchup, and their bats have starting to get hot. Like if Aaron Judge starts to touch seats again, the Guardians are in big trouble.
He had a deep one last game.
He did.
Right center.
And I think it was his first one of the postseason. But when it comes to this Mets and Dodgers series, I still think.
You think the Mets got a chance?
Yeah.
Why?
Because pitching matters, especially in postseason. Jose Quintana's going today.
You have been the one that has said the entire time the Dodgers don't have enough pitching.
Right.
They got too many guys hurt. They have not been good enough. They have not done enough.
Yes.
And they have not allowed a run. And 4 of their last 5 games. Like, is that not good enough pitching?
That's very impressive. Let's see if it continues.
Nah, man, far be it for me to think it wouldn't. Like, they are. Walker Buehler got in a little bit of trouble last night and found a way to get out, throwing some gas. He reached back and threw a couple up there and was able to get out of that spot. And for me, although they've had a lot of injuries, they still have the better. They're just, to me, they're the better team. Right?
They are. I can't argue that.
And I don't think the Mets got enough. Like your response today is Jose Quintana. Okay. Like, no knock against him, but it's Shohei Ohtani. Who are you taking?
I'll take, in the postseason, I'll take the better pitching.
Okay.
Jose Quintana. Can I read you some numbers here? I know everybody's like, Jose Quintana. Over his last 5 starts, his ERA is 0.61.
That's not bad.
He's been disgustingly good. Yamamoto pitched very well against the Padres in that do or die game 5. He didn't allow a run, only gave up 2 hits, 5 innings of work. You go beyond that, though, he gave up 5 runs on 5 hits to the same Padres team in game 1, and he gave up at least 2 runs in his previous 2 starts before that. He's got nearly a 5 ERA over his last 5 starts. I'm going to take the pitching. I do not think the Mets are done. I'm only talking about this game, by the way.
Okay.
Like, we'll see what happens moving forward. In this game, I think a lot of people are, after what they saw what the Dodgers do to the Mets last night, I think people are starting to be like, the series is over with. Well, I don't think it's over at all. The Mets have fought all season long, and I'm going to trust what I've seen out of the Mets. I think they pull off the small upset tonight.
4 of the last 5 games, 0 runs allowed. The one game where they did allow 7 runs, that was a bullpen game for the Dodgers.
But that's part of the issue.
It's
part of why I don't believe.
But it's not a bullpen game tonight. It probably won't be a bullpen game to close out the series if they win tonight. Like, to me, they are the better team. Mm-hmm. Like, they got too much. And again, we've talked about how poor the pitching is because of all of the injuries. But even the guys that they got are good enough to be starting on a bunch of other teams, despite the injuries that they have for the guys that were in the starting rotation. I don't see the Dodgers losing another game in this series. I think last night was a reminder for everybody in New York, the Mets included, that, this is probably the better team, and there's not much we can do against these guys. Like, Shohei was 0 for 3, I think, before he hit that bomb. Like, he wasn't looking good. I think he had struck out a couple of times. But when he got a hold of it, he reminded you of, I'm still the best player in the game. Mm-hmm. In the National League, for sure. If you have any questions, probably in the game right now. You cannot make a mistake with this team. And I think that's the problem that the Mets are going to have.
I think Shohei is like 0 for with no runners in scoring position or no runners on base at all. Then he's just out of this world when guys are on base, which is, what you need.
Right, absolutely.
It's when it matters.
Yeah. I'm certainly not going to sit here and say the Mets are a better team than the Dodgers or the Dodgers don't have the loaded talent. I mean, you should be better. You should be favored. You should be the team that everybody expects to just merely get into the World Series from the start. I view this Dodgers team a little differently. I think they're vulnerable. I think that this pitching staff, you mentioned the bullpen game, the fact that they're still going with a bullpen game or games in the postseason illustrates what I'm talking about.
I do think, like, last night was a good night for the Mets to hop on the Dodgers because of Walker Buehler. He had no strikeouts against the Padres. Like, that's something that he's known for.
Yeah.
So I think he was a little vulnerable heading into that game. Mm-hmm. And the fact that you got a good outing from him, and like you said, Kerry, there was there was traffic on base, and he was able to work out of that. Mm-hmm. I think for that moment for him and to build that confidence, I think that, especially in the playoffs, will seep into the rest of that starting rotation and whoever is on the mound.
Sure.
When you get a guy like that going that late in the season, that spells trouble for the other team.
Listen, we've seen this with the Mets all year long. They've been down. They've been down to their last inning, and they rallied back against Milwaukee. Nobody had them beat in Philadelphia. When they lost 9-0 in game one of this series, everybody said, it's a wrap, and they come back and they beat the piss out of the Dodgers 7-3. I'm not going to sit here and say that one's over. New York, Cleveland, thanks for coming out, Cleveland. Good efforts. Appreciate you. But I'm not going to write off the Mets.
You better not.
Nah, I think you should.
I've needed you, man. I'm going up against Shohei and Ohtani here.
We'll see. The Mets are the team that bounce back all the time. So they got the doors beat off them in game one.
Yep.
They come back in game two. They lost big yesterday. Come back in the next game.
I think they're going to come back tonight. I think they even the series.
Yamamoto says, not today.
And Yamamoto's going to be pitching underhand tonight. Remember me saying that.
You think the Yankees sweep?
Yes. What's the matchup tomorrow? Do we know? Luis Gil versus Gavin Williams.
Who's going tonight for the Yankees?
Clark Schmidt.
Oh.
Who's fine?
Clarky.
He's fine. And Matthew Boyd is going for Cleveland, and he's fine. But in a matchup of fine, I'll take the Yankees offense. Like Cleveland's offense can fall into these deep funks, and they don't really have a ton of power. Jose Ramirez hit the home run the other night, but the game was over.
Right.
They don't have a ton of power. If the Yankees are on, forget it. And I think the Yankees are starting to really heat up here. It's Fastlane on 101 ESPN. Blues take on the Islanders tonight. They made some key changes to the lineups. We'll talk to Chris Kerber about that next. He'll be on the call tonight right here on 101 ESPN. Kerb's next on 101 ESPN.
If you're thinking right now of a renovation to your home, your kitchen, your bathroom, maybe outside, please call my friends over at E&B Granite. They're much more than just countertops. They've got great cabinets, great items for you available. And the countertops, they've got everything. They've got countertops from granite to quartz to marble, even soapstone available. And the process is easy. You can go down there and visit them. Their showroom is at 6135 Manchester Avenue. Get in there and tell them what you're looking to do, or if you don't have an idea, ask them. They're fantastic at what they do, and they do it every single day, and they've been doing it for over 20 years in the St. Louis area, and they're there to help you. I absolutely loved what they did to my kitchen. I needed countertops, backsplash, cabinets, all of that stuff, and I really didn't know what I wanted to do, so I let them take control, and it was awesome. And then the technicians and the installers are just great. Everything comes out perfectly, no mess, no marks, nothing wrong. And then when they install it, it's beautiful. I absolutely loved everything about my experience with E&B Granite, and you will too. So call for an appointment. That number is 314-645-9300. Again, that's 314-645-9300, or you can always visit them at enbgranite.com.
You know, when you hear me talking about Classic Air Care or another local company, one of the reasons I take a lot of pride in that is because they are local. Now, look, there's a lot of out-of-town companies that hire local people, and that's important. But what the local companies like Classic Air Care do is give back to the community. They commit more in the community than the others. And that's one of the reasons I love doing it so much. So Classic Air Care is the company for all your HVAC needs. They've had a program for 14 years now called Feel the Love. And what they've done, and they just completed it for this year, they just installed, with the help of Lennox, new HVAC systems at no cost for 3 local families in need. It was an application process. They were nominated. People suggested this family. They went through a process, chose them. So 3 families in need now have new HVAC systems in their homes because of Classic Air Care. So when you support Classic Air Care, when you have a service need, when you want to just have your unit maintained so it's ready to go for the winter, when you have a need to replace your whole unit in the house, when you support Classic Air Care by using them, they are in turn supporting our local community, and that is why I love working with local companies. It's Classic Air Care. Go online, check them out. You can see the stories online, but you can also book an appointment for yourself at classicaircare.com.
It's Fastlane on 101 ESPN. Kerry Davis, Jamie Rivers, Andrew Marsham, Anthony Stalter. Let's head to our 101 ESPN Celebrity Line where we have Chris Kerber on the phone. What's up, Kerbs?
Fellas, how are you today?
Doing really well. Kerbs, we're looking at the Blues changes here. Why do you think that Drew Bannister decided to take out Walker and replace him with Kapanen? What do you think he's going for?
Well, I think it happened just because, honestly, you've lost the last 2 games, and even though you won the first 2 games of the year, I think you have to look at the season as a whole so far, and you've had 4 consecutive games to open up the season where you've had to chase the game in all 4, where you've had to chase the game by at least 2 goals in all 4. Now, that doesn't hang it on Nathan Walker. I got to be honest with you. It's a bit of a head-scratcher to me. I love the fact that Nathan Walker was in there. I love what that line was doing. But, guys, like, it's kind of basic here. When your most consistent line has been your 4th line, that kind of poses scenarios or concerns that you have to be willing to address. Now, one other quick aspect of that. I just think you got to look at where the Blues are right now in terms of an entire team that's healthy. You've got depth. None of that depth necessarily stands out. Like, you're not talking about, okay, we're going to put this person in at, and he's easily a top 6 guy, right? You're filling in with a lot of the same type of players that you're hoping do the same thing in the bottom 6. So part of it is just getting guys in, not letting them sit too long. Part of it is still just trying to feel your way into the season. And I got to think that once you get through all the coach speak, is actually more of the reason.
Yeah, Kerbs, I was going to ask you just about the line changes, line juggling overall. I mean, you've watched a lot of hockey in your lifetime. Do you think that it's almost time for Drew Bannister and the coaching staff to try and find lines that they're going to stick with for, a 4 or 5 game span?
Yeah, here's one thing I learned. It isn't my job to question the coach, right? but, well, like, no, and I always, listen, guys, I know my role here, too. Like, yeah, I have watched a lot of hockey, and I do have opinions on it, but I was not in a room like Jamie was, right? I was not in the battles, like Jamie was. Here's what I can tell you from talking to a couple of coaches that I've worked with over the years and then some players. There are some coaches that have believed that, and I agree with this, that sometimes when you change lines, you take players off the hook, right? You kind of sit there when they take a guy off the line, the other 2 linemates and go, it was that guy's fault, right? And rather than, saying, go figure it out. Kind of to the previous comment I was making about why, you've got some guys kind of coming in and out of the lineup. Yeah, there's a couple of snakes here, but the challenge with trying to analyze if you're changing lines too much, even in game, is you've been chasing these games, right? We haven't seen a game, except for the second half of the Seattle game, where the Blues have played with the lead, right? So you're trying to double shift a Pavel Buchnevich. You're moving some guys that have some offense in there, like a Shen, up the lineup and trying to do it. So for me, Jamie, I don't know what the real answer is. Yeah, in a normal situation, I would think, yeah, you're probably trying to adjust them too much. Having said that, you like Shen sometimes on an offensive zone faceoff if Buchnevich were to get kicked out of a draw. You've got things like that are playing into it. I actually think game scenario has played more into this than anything else.
Are you surprised about Carey going up to the line with Thomas? Were you expecting that? And what do you expect from those 2 working together again?
No, I'm not surprised by that, Kerry. And honestly, I don't really differentiate too much between the top 2 lines, to be honest with you. I think they're interchangeable parts right now where they try to find some chemistry. I know Drew Bannister liked the way Thomas and Carey worked over the last, month of the season. So that really doesn't surprise me. I think, guys, let's just go, instead of game to game, let's just kind of go big picture. We talked about how the 4th line has probably been our most consistent line and has brought the Blues into the battle more times than not. If you're going to be a successful team, that's got to be your top players being your best players, night in, night out. And to have that happen, it's got to be playing the game the right way. It's got to be not turning the puck over at the blue lines. It's got to be making sure the puck gets into the offensive zone. And this is a factor. You saw this a ton with Ryan O'Reilly. You see with David Pasternak. I think we saw it with Kaprizov in that last game a ton. These guys work their butts off. Like, they're going to give the puck up at times because they're trying to make plays, but they get it right back. They work hard to get it back. And I think that's another, from top to bottom for the Blues, I think that's another level of play that the Blues have to find, where sometimes you're going to give the puck up, but you got to go get it right back and work even harder on the defensive side of it. And so, pulling that back to I look for hard work. I look for smart plays, Kerry, with those 2 on the same line. And I look for those 2 guys to make sure that those blue lines are protected, either leaving the zone or getting into the other zone.
Chris Kerber will be on the call tonight as the Blues host the Islanders right here on 101 ESPN. Kerbs, do you feel as though there might be something, and I know it's only 4 games, but do you feel like there was something missing right now with the Blues? And if that's it, what is it, in your opinion?
No, I don't feel that there's something missing right now. I really don't. I really feel like when you're around this team, and Jamie can vouch for this on that last road trip, I compare this to last year, and there's a positive vibe with this group of guys. There is I clearly see and sense like a togetherness and some liveliness to them, a little spunk, a little fire in them. When you talk to whether it be Ryan Suter in his 19th year or Jake Neighbors in his 3rd, or even Bolduc in what is really his rookie year, his first year, you get this feeling that there's a togetherness. Honestly, I think when you're talking about a team that's got 7, 8 new guys in the lineup and you only played one real regular season game with them, and that was not against a full Dallas Stars lineup, I think you're seeing some of the newness of everybody together trying to figure things out. So if you can continue to stay in games and find success, I think you're fine. I don't get the sense right now that something's missing.
Kerbs, we saw this the other night in Vegas, but tonight will be Matthew Joseph and P.O. Joseph, their second time in the lineup together, but the first time that their parents will see them playing for the same team tonight. Have you ever called a team in the past history, whether it be in the minors or whatever, that had brothers on it?
That has had
brothers playing at the same time together.
At the same time, no. This is obviously we did the one game last year. Where Will and Sam Bitten were in the lineup together in Kansas City in the preseason. Outside of that, I don't think so off the top of my head here. And I think it's cool that Mom and Dad are in town. P.O. talking about how they got a house big enough so Mom and Dad can stay with them, instead of staying in a hotel. So I think that's cool. And listen, I remember my very first home game for the St. Louis Blues back in the 2000 season, and my dad was there and sat up in the booth with us for part of that game, and I've never forgotten that. I still thought it's cool as hell, and so I know that these guys still enjoy playing with Mom or Dad in town. Jake Neighbors' dad is in town, for example, and for them to finally get to see their 2 sons playing in the same game for the same team, I think is a really, really cool human moment that makes things awesome.
Kerbs, I know we are early into the season, and so I need you to tell us here and the Blues fans that are listening to just calm down. It's only 4 games. We don't have to start up the panic bus just yet, do we?
Hell yeah, get on the panic bus. Let's get them whining about everything. Listen, here's the one thing I love about fans and panic buses. They're passionate. I mean, they want to see you win every game, and I love that. And frankly, the fact that that the Blues have, as a franchise, as an organization, with the success that they've had, especially under this ownership group, where anything short of winning is considered a failure. I think that those expectations are great, and I think the players understand it too, man. Listen to the players talking about the crowd, like the sellout crowd for a preseason game against the Chicago Blackhawks. They notice that stuff. So, listen, it's going to take some time to work things out. I still couldn't tell you guys what I think this team really is, or, I know they'll be competitive. Are they good enough to make the playoffs? I think they have the pieces, but some of those pieces have to perform above where they have performed in the past, to their age, to their growth, to their potential, or to their growing potential would be one way to say it. But I do think that they are going to be a hard-working team that's going to scrap to stay in it, and I think that's where you hook your hat right now if you're a St. Louis Blues fan.
Kerbs, we'll be listening tonight with you on the call right here on the Blues Radio Network 101 ESPN. Have a great call, and let's hope the Blues can get their first home win of the season.
All right, guys. Have an awesome rest of the week. Cheers, fellas.
You too. See you, buddy. All right, that's Chris Kerber here in the Fast Line on 101 ESPN. You'll hear him as part of the pregame show on 101 ESPN. Coming up at 6 o'clock, Blues, Islanders, puck will drop about 7:05-ish. We're going to lose Jamie in about 30 minutes as he's got some TV work tonight. He's going to be between the benches for Blues and his Islanders.
How did you say between the pipes?
No, they don't want that. No.
Maybe at one point in his career, but not now.
It has happened before.
It has happened,
Yep.
and I'd be happy to do it.
Did you?
I played goalie, yeah.
Really? How did that go?
Well, I was in Boston, and my head coach, Robbie Fatorik, was a nutcase. And he come up to me one day, and the ownership, oddly enough, they've got more money than anybody else. They're cheap. And our goalie had pulled his groin, Byron Defoe. And we only had John Graham was our backup goalie, and so we're going out for practice. And Robbie Fatorik comes in with a piece of paper, and he's got a thick Boston accent. He's like, all right, fellas, Bizey's out today. We got to have guys out here that can get in the net for me. I'm looking at this here sheet. And Rivers, you block a lot of shots, huh? I'm like, yeah. He's like, yeah, good. You put the goalie gear on then, okay? See you out there in 15. That's it. The trainer comes over and says, okay, you're over there, hit the goalie stop. Like, here we go, putting on the pads and everything. Went out there for a practice. I practiced all week as a goalie.
Really?
Oh, yeah, it was quite interesting.
How'd you do?
I was all right.
Yeah.
That's fine. Like, I wanted to be hit by the puck. That's good.
Yeah.
I thought it was great because I block all these shots with no gear on.
Yeah, much better.
The side of the knee and the ankle, and the elbow. And now I'm like, I'm like the Michelin man, and I'm like, this isn't bad. Like, get hit. Like, come on, is that all you got?
That's awesome. That's Jamie Rivers, Kerry Davis. I'm Anthony Stalter. It's Fast Line on 101 ESPN. NFL Week 7 Pick'em Challenge. Biggest upset. Lock of the week. Matchup that's keeping us up, man. It's a tough week. It's a tough week.
Is.
Maybe even starting tonight between the Broncos and Saints. So we'll do our NFL Pick'em Challenge picks next on 101 ESPN.
If you are contemplating selling your home, or you're absolutely going to put it out there on the market, you need a reliable, experienced, and trusted agent to help you out with that. So please let me introduce you to Gloria Liu with Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty. A couple reasons why you should call Gloria Liu. Let's just talk about this. She has solutions for every type of home seller. For sellers who want a fast sale with no hassles, Gloria has multiple cash offer programs. It is a great option to consider. No showings, no costly repairs, and you pick the closing date. You always get the highest cash offer to choose from in minutes. And the reason she can put together so many great programs is because she has a database with thousands of ready buyers in her database of over 20 years, mind you. What that does, that pushes more traffic to your listing and hopefully multiple offers. And again, more cash into your pocket. And all you have to do for exceptional customer service like that and to sell your home quickly with the expert herself is call Gloria Liu at 314-325-6888. Again, that's 314-325-6888. Or you can visit gloriahasthebuyers.com.
101 ESPN Sports Center.
I'm Andrew Marsh. It's time for a Sports Center update brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling. You just heard from Chris Kerber. If you missed that interview, make sure you go to 101ESPN.com or check out the free 101 mobile app. Just head to the podcast page, and you'll find all of our interviews and full shows there. And it's all brought to you by Dobbs Tire and Auto Centers. Curbs will be on the call tonight as the Blues take on the New York Islanders. You can listen to that one right here on 101 ESPN. Pregame starts at 6. Puck drop is at 7. Also, the Los Angeles Dodgers defeated the New York Mets last night 8-0. The Dodgers lead the NLCS 2-1, and the Yankees will take on the Guardians, looking to go up 3-0 today. Start time of 4:08, and then the Dodgers will look to increase their series lead tonight against the Mets, Game 4 of the NLCS. We're going to dive into our Pick'em Challenge for Week 7 of the NFL. Stay tuned for that. It's coming your way next right here in the Fast Lane. I'm Andrew Marsh, and the Sports Center update is brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling, an independent American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer.
Fast Lane Football Pick'em Challenge on 101 ESPN.
Refreshed by Bud Light.
Well, you sure know how to pick 'em.
All right, time for our NFL Week 7 Pick'em Challenge picks, refreshed by Bud Light. Just a reminder, not that you needed it, as my mic punches me in the mouth. We're up 6-0 on the Rizzuto Show. Up 6-0 on the Rizzuto Show. Maybe I'll remind Rafe of that tonight at Hot Shots.
I don't know.
Out in
I think he's aware.
6:30 to 8:30.
He probably knows.
You never know with Rafe. Come join us. Rafe and I be hanging out, watching the Broncos and Saints. Got some 101 ESPN giveaways. You can have a cold Bud Light. It's all refreshed by Bud Light tonight. Hot Shots in Fenton, 6:30 to 8:30. Me and Rafe tonight. Speaking of which, Broncos and Saints.
Yeah.
Jamie, I know you got the Saints in this one.
No, I flipped it.
Did you?
Yeah, I looked at some of the. I've been looking up the Saints leagues.
Yeah.
Like they really have nobody playing.
I didn't want to say anything because look, you do your thing.
Yeah.
No Chris Olave tonight for the Saints. No Shaheed tonight for the Saints. So the two big wide receivers that the Saints have are both out.
Yep.
Taysom Hill out or doubtful, and Spencer Rattler will make his second NFL start as a rookie without those guys playing behind a banged-up offensive line. And oh, by the way, the Saints played on Monday Night Football, then played Tampa, and are now on a short week. The schedule makers did them no favors for this one. The defense, I think, played 80 snaps against Kansas City and 72 against Tampa.
Oof.
The longer that this game, the deeper that this game goes, I think the worse the Saints defense is going to be. So I got the Broncos in this one. I feel very confident. Where are you at, CD?
Yeah, I got the Broncos as well. You talked about the amount of players that are out for the Saints. Patrick Surtain is also out for the Broncos in the secondary, but you got Sean Payton returning to New Orleans, and maybe he wants to make a statement there. See how old Bo Nix plays.
There you go.
Probably the only time I'm going to pick the Broncos this year. I haven't looked at their record.
Why don't you like the Broncos?
I don't dislike
Defense
them.
has been great.
I don't dislike them.
All right, fair enough.
But I'm picking them tonight.
Okay. Marshy.
Honestly, I don't like either one of these teams, so I'm just going to go with the team that's home, which is the Saints. And to your point about Sean Payton coming back, I don't think it's going to be the homecoming that he's expecting.
I think he's going to be better than what he's expecting.
You think so?
I do.
Think he's getting booed?
You don't think Dennis Allen is going to show him up?
I don't. Nope. All right. Everybody's got their picks in too, by the way, right?
Yeah.
All right. The Jaguars take on the Patriots in London. I'm gonna go with the Jags on this one. Not that I feel great about it, but it's really more about the Patriots. I think they kind of added a little bit of a spark with Drake May. Their passing game's a lot better, but it ain't that much better. So give me the Jags and a kind of a do or die must win for Doug Peterson.
Yeah, I got the Jags as well. And the only reason I pick the Jags just because they've been in London for a week now or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
They're settled in. They've had practices. They played on the field. Patriots are flying in relatively blind to this. So I think, to me, it's pretty bad when that's your factor. That's what I'm going with.
I didn't want to pick the Jags.
Nobody did.
I don't want to pick the Jaguars. I almost feel like you said it's a do or die for them, though. If they lose, Peterson is he's going to get fired when he gets home, probably.
Yeah.
I would assume. So I got the Jaguars. I don't like it, though.
I have the Jags as well. A lot of what Jamie said, I think, has some truth to it. I think it has a lot of truth to it. That's the reason why I'm picking the Jags. Plus, I just feel bad if they left Doug Peterson at the tarmac, you know.
Well, he can pay his own way home. He got enough
Maybe.
money.
Yeah.
Super Bowl champion. He'll be fine. He'll be fine.
He'll be okay.
Yeah.
I could see him kind of breaking out some special plays this week.
Oh, the Philly special?
Dusted
Just
him off,
something like, hey, my job is on the line here.
Let's go.
We're
Let's
going to call
do
it the
something.
Jag special.
Yeah.
Just a bunch of guys.
All right. There's not the spreads. The spreads are pretty tight throughout the course of the week 7 games here. But if you're going to go with an upset, even if it's a small upset, what's the upset?
Well, aren't the 49ers favored?
The 49ers are favored.
Well, I think that it's a small upset.
Yeah.
But I'm going Chiefs.
Yeah.
I think, and that's not really not stepping out on a limb too bad because, I mean, they are the Chiefs. Anthony's team. Anthony's Chiefs.
Well, in January, in February. Well, February.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
No.
I got and the Detroit Lions. I got them to. Sorry, Marsh.
No, pick them.
Yeah, I got them to beat the old Minnesota Vikings, division rival.
I got the Vikings in that game.
Do you?
Yeah, I want to see what it looks like without Hutchinson for Detroit.
Whatever. I got the Texans over the Packers is my upset. Small upset. Green Bay's minus 2.5 right now.
I like the Packers in that one.
I know you do. I don't.
Okay.
Okay, but you said, where's my upset? There's my upset.
I got you.
You got
Okay.
a question.
Yeah,
Throw in your pick. Like,
Jamie, there's so many things I could have done better in that spot there.
Probably.
I don't like your attitude.
Right?
It's my fault.
Yep.
It's my fault, and we're gonna get better because of it.
Good job.
Me, I'm gonna get better because of it.
You guys are going to puke at my upset this week,
Oh, no.
and it occurs on Monday Night Football.
Don't do it.
I'm doing it.
Don't do it.
I'm doing no.
Let's go with the.
I'm going with the Arizona Cardinals over the Los Angeles Chargers.
That's not really. They probably will beat them.
Oh, stop.
Who the hell knows what the Cardinals are? They don't even know. They played so hard last year. They were. I thought that this team would be so much more consistent with a quarterback that they paid a lot of money to under center, and I just don't know what they are. I have no clue. No clue whatsoever.
I got the Chargers in that one, but I don't feel great about either side. My upset was also Kansas City. I'll give you another one. But the Giants over the Eagles.
Oh, I got one.
Eagles stink.
The Giants over the Eagles?
Yeah, Giants over the Eagles.
No, Saquon Barkley's going to rush for 178 yards.
That is a homecoming game.
Yeah, he is going to be motivated.
To quote my colleague, I don't think it's going to be the homecoming that he's expecting.
Whoa!
Give me the Steelers over the Jets as well. Jets are favored. Who knows how?
I like the Steelers, too.
I don't know how you favor the Jets in that game.
So I like the Packers. Jamie likes the Texans. What about you guys? Marsh, Carey?
I like the Packers.
I have the Packers in this game. I don't like the Packers, but I have the Packers winning this game.
All right. The Lions and Vikings is going to be real interesting. Like I said, I'm waiting to see how this looks without Aiden Hutchinson. I think I called him TJ Hawkinson earlier. TJ Hawkinson might play.
Well, we would love him to be suited up for that game.
Yeah. So Minnesota's coming off the bye. Detroit's coming off the win against Dallas. And I just feel like Minnesota has been a bit of a wagon this year. I love the way that they're playing offensively and defensively. I think they can get after Goff. And without Hutchinson, I think it's going to be a little tricky to slow down that Vikings passing game. So I got Minnesota in that one.
I think this is the week that Minnesota takes their first L.
Sure. Are you guys all on the Lions?
Oh, yeah.
He's
not. He's not.
He is. Marsh is on the Lions.
He's
The Lions, right?
Carey convinced me.
That's ridiculous.
I can't pick the Vikings to win every week. It's just impossible.
What about the Seahawks and Falcons?
Falcons.
I picked the Falcons.
Seahawks, we had the NFL frauder for real. That team's a fraud.
Oh, yeah, they are.
I can see the Falcons losing this one.
Oh, goodness.
Probably.
Oh, gosh.
They get
You guys.
They get flying a little too high, and then they have to come back down to earth.
Well, Anthony, they're birds.
Exactly.
They do fly high.
Yeah.
By the way, I saw a bald eagle on the side of the road when I was driving home from Minnesota.
Did you?
Was it
Yeah.
sick?
No, it wasn't sick,
Oh.
but it was eating a sick rodent on the side of the road.
Hey, got to eat too.
I thought it was a vulture at first, because that's what vultures do.
Right.
And then I drove by it, and I go, oh, my goodness, that's a bald eagle.
Yeah, I saw one a couple weeks ago at the soccer field. My daughter's playing soccer, and all of a sudden you can see this big bird, and then all of a sudden it circles back. Oh my God, it's a bald eagle.
That's
How
awesome.
American did you feel in that moment?
Pretty darn American.
And that's pretty American because you're a Canadian.
Yeah.
That's about as American as you get right there.
Yeah.
Get a burger in
I
one hand,
slammed
too.
my Budweiser.
Yeah. Took a big bite of that burger. All right, it's the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. Jamie, when we come back, we'll give you his 45 keys to victory tonight over the Islanders. His Islanders. That's next on 101 ESPN.
Have kids under 25? We can save you money at Carlton.
If you're headed out after work tonight, you want to check out maybe the baseball game, maybe the Blues game on TV, or maybe you're just hungry, visit my friends over at Twin Peaks. The menu is fantastic. They've rolled out a whole bunch of new food items, but one category that never gets old is the sandwiches. I love the lobster roll, BLT, fresh lobster in there. You've got the celery, the lemon mayo, the green onions, served with seasoned French fries and grilled lemon. It's fantastic. They also have that Nashville hot chicken sandwich. It's hot, I'm not going to lie, but it is so good. You'd maybe throw a little ranch dressing on that they provide. Takes a little bit of the bite out of it. Awesome stuff to eat. And wash it down with maybe one of their rare bourbons. They've got a great bourbon selection over there at Twin Peaks. They've got the Pink Whitney available if you're into that. And, of course, they always have the 29-degree man-sized draft that goes good with everything on the menu. So head over to Twin Peaks in Maplewood. Check things out. Tell the staff I said hi. And remember, it's Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, scenic views.
The Blues take on the Islanders tonight, their second home game. And Jamie Rivers will be between the benches tonight for Valley Sports Midwest. And Jamie, before he leaves, of course, gives us his 45 keys to victory tonight.
Well, not quite 45 today.
That's disappointing.
A little bit. I agree, Carey. I'll do better. Okay?
Appreciate it.
But one thing the Blues might want to try and do is play with lead tonight. And would love to see that. I think in order to get the crowd into the game early, get some energy in the building, score the first goal. Doesn't mean you're going to hang on to the game, but score the first goal. At least give yourself that opportunity to play with the lead. A couple other things. Good puck support. I think we lacked some puck support in the last couple games, specifically against Vegas. And then last game, the second period to third period, the neutral zone was just kind of
mid.
Yeah, it was mid. It was messy. It was mucky. It wasn't. Passes weren't on the tape. They weren't executing as well as they could be. And when you're not executing with good puck support, slows the team down, makes it easy to play defense against you. Pucks in deep. Never mind trying to carry it across the blue line every time. We talked about it yesterday. Is chip the puck in, go get it. You're going to have to be willing to do that. Even if you're a super skilled player, you're going to have to be willing to get that puck in behind the defenseman and go get it and play with possession of the puck in the offensive zone. Let's see here. Get to the net, yeah. Not enough getting to the net. Last couple of games against Vegas and the Minnesota Wild. Now, there's a couple of pucks that were laying around the crease. You need more traffic at the net. And the Islanders play a very structured game, so they don't give up a lot in the middle of the ice, which means you're going to have to battle. You're going to have to work for anything that you get there. And last thing I got is execute on special teams. They have a good penalty kill. And you can't be giving up shorthanded goals while you're on your power play. Power play's been fine, operating at 25% here through 4 games, which is a great number to be at. But you can't be giving up offensive opportunities. That's where you're supposed to make up the difference, scoring goals, not giving them up. So those are my keys to the game tonight.
All right, only 3 tonight for Jamie.
Actually, they're 5. That's
good.
5. Thanks for listening.
It was 5.
Thanks for listening, Anthony.
No, I was listening.
You sped through them.
Not surprised.
It was more like 3 with like 2 kind of attached.
I want to get to the first goal, or not the first goal. I want to go to goal scorers at the game.
Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. Since you're about 40 keys short, then. Go ahead, Marsh.
You're going to stab with a pen?
Yes.
A couple of guys can really shoot the puck.
Shooter!
By you.
I must confess you scored first.
Well, who was the first person?
Breakaway.
Explain this.
Score! We got hockey to learn.
So remember when we did the Cardinals lineups and we did the home run derby for the Cardinals? Jamie came up with the idea of why don't we have a point structure? So instead of first goal or first home run of the game, why don't we have a point structure where if at any point a Cardinal hits a home run, you collect a point based on where that player is. For example, Nolan Arenado is only worth 1 point for a home run, but Mason Wynn is worth 3. More unlikely to hit a home run.
Except for this year.
As we come to find out, those 2 maybe should have been flipped. I don't know. Well, Jamie came to us the other day and said, hey, why don't we do something similar for the goal of the game? Instead of having it at the first goal, any goal, and depending on which player you choose, there's a certain point value attached to it. So this is going to be fun. And we all start at 0. Marsh.
I think Marshy should get his point.
That's ridiculous.
No, I think Marshy should get his point.
I had Matthew Joseph.
I think he gets it.
Right.
So you put this in place yesterday.
I put the new format.
The Blues played on Tuesday.
Yeah, but the Blues, the format that we were going by gave Marshy a point. You can't take the point away from him.
So does he get a point?
He gets just 1 point. Because that was the old format.
Okay.
So he gets 1 point. So Marshy's up 1-0.
Can I add one thing?
Nice job, Marsh.
No, I want to add one thing.
Good work.
Can I add one thing?
What's that?
Sure.
Goalie goal, 10 points.
Okay, yes. There it is, Anthony. Remember we were trying to figure out how do we get to a 10-pointer?
Yeah.
The goalie goal.
There you go.
Probably never happened, but we've seen it happen already once this year.
But you have to call it.
Yeah.
That would be sick.
It would be sick. I mean,
so we've got, Marshy, why don't you read off the tiers here?
Okay, so we have, for 1 point, Robert Thomas, Jordan Kyrou, Pavel Buchnevich, 1 point. 2 points, Braden Shen, Brandon Saad, Jake Neighbors, Dylan Holloway. That is 2 points. The rest of the team is 3 points.
3 points.
There you go. All right, Marsh, since you're up, go for it.
Give me a Justin Falk power play goal tonight.
Wow. That's a good one there.
Justin Falk, so he would be worth 3 points.
3-pointer. I like it.
Who's next?
Kerry Davis is next.
Give me Zach Bolduc. I'm going to take Bolduc or 3.
Solid choice.
Oh, we're just going out the gates here, man.
Yeah,
I'm going to go Jake Neighbors. That's a 2-pointer. Drew Bannister this morning was talking about how Jake's got to get a little grittier in that blue paint, get back to work like he did last year. I think you'll see a little deflection or rebound goal for Jake Neighbors. He maybe even more than one. Oh, boy, would that be good.
I'm going to go with Booch. I know he's only worth 1 point, but give me Pavel Buchnevich. Hat trick. So I'll get 3 points.
Well, yeah, is that a thing? Are we
Yes.
For every goal.
Yes,
Yep.
absolutely.
For every goal. By the way, not hockey related, but Virginia head coach Tony Bennett is retiring.
Tony Bennett, yeah, he's
Is that
old.
the singer?
I thought he retired a long time ago.
That's somebody different.
That's
That's
a great
yeah.
voice on
Nope,
that guy.
He was good.
Jamie, this is the...
He coaches
now
basketball, too?
No, well, different guy. Same name, different guy.
Oh, it's his son.
Not his son. No,
Nah,
not
you never
related.
know.
It might be.
Tony Bennett, he was a real charmer.
Yep.
You never know.
Tony Bennett, Virginia basketball coach. He gone. He retired. He's going to retire. So another legend, man.
That's it.
That's when you know you're getting a little older. When all the coaches you used
seen
to
the
watch,
entire...
especially in college basketball.
Dude.
Like Dean Smith, Jim Boeheim, the guys that had been around for ever. You're like, oh, you're retiring, huh? Oh, no.
It hit me hard when
Roy
the
Williams.
first NFL player went into the Hall of Fame that I saw their entire career, and I'm like, oh, I'm old. When did that happen? Like normally it's a Hall of Fame. Here's the Hall of Fame class, and you're like, oh, that's cool. I know of him.
Yeah.
Didn't have an opportunity to see him play. No,
I watched his whole career.
Watched his whole. Remember
Plus
when he was
5
drafted? Yeah, plus the 5 years after he retired. Hall of Famer, son of a B. Son of a B.
It happened to me a couple days ago. Someone was asking, we're talking about the year I got drafted to the Blues, 1993, and I'm like, yeah, thinking about, I'm like, oh my God. It's like 31 years. Yeah. 31. I remember it like it was maybe
yesterday.
5 years ago.
It's kind of scary.
31 years ago. I'm like, you're old.
Yeah.
Oh, God, you're old.
What happened?
Scary.
Oh,
Weird.
Yeah,
Stop
I think I'll
it.
start about the high school reunion or something like that, and I'm like, well, this would be, oh God, 20-something years. That's terrible.
It's awful.
What happened?
I have my high school reunion but
yours is like 10, right?
Marty,
Mine's at 10.
Is your band playing?
My band?
Aren't you getting a band
That was
together?
college.
Oh, it was college.
Yeah, Marshy Marsh came out in college.
Was that when
With his
the
rap
R&B
career.
Marshy Marsh came out? College?
Oh, we're talking about the music career.
Yeah.
Oh, no, that started in high school.
See?
There you go.
Started in high school
Okay, I
and then went into college.
You should
right.
play at the reunion.
And then ended in college.
Gotcha.
I don't think I need to play. I think I'm good.
I think that'd be awesome.
That would be.
Not even ask, though. He just
show
grabs the
up.
mic
Just
and gets
start
on
playing.
stage.
Exactly.
Hey, everybody, I have something to say. I have something to say.
As most of you have probably downloaded this song.
I have something to say. It gets quiet. It's Marshy Mash.
All right, Jamie, we'll see you tomorrow, man.
You got it, boys. Thank you.
Jamie again tonight. We'll be on Valley Sports Midwest for the Blues and Islanders game. You can listen to that game right here on 101 ESPN. You're home of the Blues Radio Network. Gauntlet next.
All right, Jamie and Anthony back with you here. And Anthony, I want to talk to our listeners about our good buddy Stewie from Stewart's American Mortgage Corporation. I just went through the home buying process with Stewie from start to finish, and it was awesome. We talk about Stewie all the time, his personal cell phone number and all the great ideas and things that he has available for people. It's all true. I experienced it firsthand, and I watched him work magic at certain points, and the phone for him is always ringing no matter what, and he's answering the phone. He's telling me to hang on He really is the true customer service god out there. He's awesome out there, and everybody should take the time to give him a call.
Yeah, when you give him a call or you shoot him a text, and Jamie just used him to close on a house. He got the loan in place, closed within 2 weeks. Incredibly fast process, and Jamie claimed it was one of the easiest processes. Jamie called the same number that we're going to give you. It's the same exact one. It's 314-324-4440. Again, 314-324-4440. You can call him. You can text him day or night. Doesn't matter. But again, that's the same number that he gives all his clients because he's going to treat everybody just like he does Jamie. So when you call him, maybe you got a situation where you're not buying a home, but you want to ask him about a refi. Or maybe you want to ask him about how you get out of a bunch of credit card debt. Debt consolidate and what that looks like. Talk to him about that process. Whatever you call him for, Stewie will be there. He'll make the process easy. A lot of times he gives your life back, especially when it comes to any sort of debt situation, or maybe you thought you couldn't get the dream home you wanted. Call him. Let him show you what he can do for you. That's Stewie from Stewart's American Mortgage Corporation. If you missed that phone number that we just gave you, Google the Bagel Loan.
NMLS number 226715.
Warriors, 4 categories, 1 challenger. Can you survive the Gauntlet?
Brought to you by Blue Note Roofing. Roofing, siding, and gutters. Visit BlueNoteRoofingSTL.com for a free inspection.
404, your time check is brought to you by Clarkson Jewelers, an officially licensed Rolex jeweler, with Andrew Marsh and Kerry Davis. I'm Anthony Stalter, and we welcome in Jeremy today. What's up, Jeremy?
What's up, guys?
How much? First time in the Gauntlet?
Yes, sir. I've been trying to get on for about 3 years.
Wow. 3 years?
Yeah.
Marsh, pick up the damn phone. Huh? Call Jeremy. He's spoken.
We got him on.
Yeah. Are you guys surprised it wasn't Janice?
Janet?
Janice.
Janet or Janet, whatever that lady's name is.
Oh.
Crazy lady. I love her.
She's incredible, yeah. We haven't heard from Janet in a while.
I've been listening.
All right, so, Jeremy, you're on. So who would you like to take on? Marsh, Carey, or me?
I'll do you.
Oh, your final answer? Because you sounded a little hesitant on that. Okay, all
Final
right.
answer, yes, sir.
Good luck to you, Jeremy.
All right, Jeremy. We'll wait for Anthony to get the heck up out of here. Hustle up, buddy. He's going into the cone of silence. You know, you've been listening for 3 or 4 years. You've been waiting on your turn. You know what to tell Marshy. Tell him to spin that wheel.
Spin that wheel, sir.
All right, is there a category that you want in particular?
Baseball or hockey, preferably.
Baseball or hockey? Well, maybe we said
random.
Yeah.
He knew.
You knew. Yeah, it's random. All right, Marsh is going to get out the questions and answers. You know how this goes. If you answer it correctly without the options, you get 2 points. If you need the options and you answer it correctly, you get 1 point. And if you get it incorrect, you get 0 points.
Yes,
Are you
sir.
ready, sir?
I am ready.
All right, here we go. Who directed Denzel Washington and Russell Crowe in their late 2000s crime epic American Gangster?
Ooh, I'm going to need the options on that one.
Is it Ridley Scott, Steven Spielberg, or Martin Scorsese?
I'd say Ridley Scott. Final answer.
Question number 2. Can you name the official state reptile of Missouri? Here's a hint. He or she can be found in forested areas with open, grassy ranges.
Oh, man, this random's hard. I will take the options again, fellas, unfortunately.
All right, your options are the prairie skink, the western slender glass lizard, or the three-toed box turtle.
That's a hard one. I will go with the skink.
Final answer?
Final answer, sir.
Question number 3. The first ever character balloon to appear in the Macy's Thanksgiving Parade was?
Ooh. I'm not going to use the options. I'm going to go Betty Boop.
Final answer?
Yes, sir. Probably wrong, but yes.
Question number 4. Where was golf legend Gary Player born? Give us the country, please.
Man, so hard questions. I'll take the options again.
Your options are Morocco, the United Kingdom, or South Africa.
I'm going to go South Africa.
Final answer?
Final answer, sir.
All right, we'll get Anthony Stalter back in here. How you feeling, Jeremy?
Not too good. I was hoping to get the hockey or baseball, but it is what it is, fellas.
Was it worth the wait? That's what I want to know.
Yes, it was. Yes, it was. I'll try again. Hopefully I'll get on again. Thank you, though.
Anthony is putting in his earbuds. How you feeling, Anthony?
Good. We're just listening to some Pearl Jam.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
You know why, Jeremy.
Yeah. I've heard that my whole life.
I'm sure. I mean, as soon as Marsh hung up the phone, he said, "We got Jeremy." I broke right into it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Gary, you know.
No, I actually don't.
Okay.
I bet you it sounded great.
It did. It did. Thank you.
Your category is random.
Oh, I hate random.
Yeah, I'm sure everyone does.
I hate random.
Pack a lunch.
Nothing makes me feel dumber
Well, listen,
or points out my stupidity and my lack of intelligence than random trivia.
Yes, sir. Me too.
Jeremy, congratulations on the dub.
Oh, really?
What do we got?
Who directed Denzel Washington and Russell Crowe in their late 2000s crime epic American Gangster?
Who directed them? American Gangster. Options.
Is it Ridley Scott, Steven Spielberg, or Martin Scorsese?
Martin Scorsese. Final answer.
Question number 2. Can you name the official state reptile of Missouri? Hint. He or she can be found in forested areas with open, grassy ranges.
It's going to be a snake. But what snake? Options.
Options are the prairie skink, the western slender glass lizard, or the three-toed box turtle.
Give me the first one, the prairie. Snake.
Not a sink.
Final answer, skink?
Yeah, the prairie one, the A option, please.
Okay.
Final answer, yeah.
All right, question number 3. The first ever character balloon to appear in the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade was?
I'm going to shoot my shot here. I'm going to say Snoop Dogg. Snoopy. Final answer.
Question number 4. Where was golf legend Gary Player born? Give us the country, please. Gary Player, where was he born?
Australia. Final answer.
Alrighty.
Total guess.
Australia? Okay.
Ooh.
All right, here we go.
Question 5.
You just go down the list.
You want to just go down?
Yeah, why not?
Okay. Marcia said just go down the list. All right. Who directed Denzel Washington and Russell Crowe in their late 2000 crime epic American Gangster? Jeremy, with the options, you said Ridley Scott. Anthony, with the options, you said Martin Scorsese.
Got it surrounded.
The correct answer is
It's Ridley Scott.
Jeremy is up 1-0.
Nice job, Jeremy.
Thank you, sir.
Can you name the official state reptile of Missouri? Hint, he or she can be found in forested areas with open, grassy ranges. You both took the options. You both landed on the prairie skink.
No.
The correct answer is...
Well, we know this animal or reptile has been known to be sick when they're on the side of the road. The 3-toed box turtle.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Still 1-0.
Wow, I would have never gone with the turtle.
Let's go to question 4. Who is the golf legend? Where was golf legend Gary Player born? Anthony, you said I don't need no stinking options.
Well, I didn't
Give
say
me
that.
Australia.
I just guessed.
Jeremy, you took the options. Do you want to know the options?
Sure.
Morocco, the United Kingdom,
And
South Africa.
son of a South,
correct
it's
answer
South
is-
Africa.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
South Africa.
it's South Africa. I should have taken the options. I would have known that actually.
So we go to the final question.
What did Jeremy have? I'm sorry, I was
He had South
blabbing.
Africa.
He had South Africa.
Yep.
Oh,
It's
2-0.
2-0.
oh, sweet Mary
2-0.
and Joseph.
The first ever character balloon to appear in the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade was. Neither of you took the options. Care to hear the options? Well, you know what? Hold on. Anthony, you went with Snoop Dogg, Snoopy. Jeremy, you went with Betty Boop. Do you care to hear the options now?
Yes.
Mickey Mouse, Felix the Cat, or Snoopy?
Oh, sweet.
You got me.
I don't know about that.
If it's Snoopy, we got a walk-off.
Oh, no.
If it's anything else, and Betty the Boop is not on here, Betty Boop, well, Jeremy wins
You might as well
2-0.
start walking, sir.
Jeremy.
You have chosen wisely.
No.
It was Felix the Cat.
Nice job, Jeremy.
Jeremy, good
You
job.
shut me
I
out.
got so lucky, fellas. I got so
No,
lucky.
not at all. Not at all, man. Nice job. Way to
The
go.
right person today.
You did. You absolutely did. I'm terrible at random. Nice job, man.
I think tomorrow I'm going to try to go with I don't know. I'll decide tomorrow.
Yeah, listen, sleep on it. You don't have to make a decision yet. That's the beauty of it. You can sleep on it. You celebrate the dub tonight.
Yeah.
And then whoever you take on tomorrow is, it's going to be a
I'm
mystery.
going to get a cold one, fellas.
Yeah.
There you go.
Enjoy.
Good. Hey, Jeremy,
Deserve it.
congratulations, man. Nice job.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
Good job,
Nice.
Jeremy.
Right on.
Splashback 2 says, we unleashed the lion. We unleashed the lion.
You had a chance, man.
I did have a chance.
Yeah.
How many do you think you would have gotten out of this one, Carey?
Oh,
From these? I think maybe 2.
I may have gotten the Ridley Scott because I knew it wasn't Scorsese or it wasn't Steven Spielberg. So
I was
process of elimination.
thinking
I
the
would've
same
gotten that
thing because usually like directors work hand in hand with like
Certain-
actors.
and he did Gladiator,
He did
too.
Gladiator, and Denzel Washington is in Gladiator too.
Yeah.
I think I probably would have.
I was waiting to hear, who was it? Anton, who directed?
Fuqua?
Randall L?
Yeah, who no. Well, I don't think it was Randall L.
That was Fuqua. That
Yeah,
was,
who did,
that was
what was that movie with Denzel and...
John Travolta?
No.
I know what you're talking about.
Man on Fire.
No, that was Spike Lee.
Training Day.
Training Day.
He did Training Day. And I was waiting to hear his name so I could associate it.
Is that the prequel to Draft Day? Like, is that when Training
that was
Day
a-
draft?
Yeah, the content's way different.
Oh, is it okay?
Yeah.
Those are two different documentaries.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I might have gotten the South Africa with Gary Player.
I
as well.
should have taken I would have gotten that immediately.
Who was the guy? Bo Callahan.
Bo Callahan.
Yeah, he's playing on Thursday Night Football tonight.
That's Bo Nix.
Oh, that's right.
Bo Callahan he'd be old by now. Yeah, I don't think he's still in the league. All right, it's Fastlane on 101 ESPN. Wasn't Bo Callahan with Jerry Maguire? Or was that draft day?
No, that was draft day. That was with the dollar.
Oh, it was Cush. It was Cush for Jerry Maguire, I think. Wasn't it the quarterback?
Jerry Cush? Was it Jerry? No. It wasn't Jerry.
We should
Jerry
stop.
Maguire.
We're embarrassing ourselves.
Yeah. Well, don't forget Anthony.
Oh, I got to go to the damn
no.
penalty box. I completely forgot about that.
I don't want to be there by myself. You know.
That sucks. All right. Why don't we talk about this Thursday night football game? Let's get into some of these quarterbacks. So you got Bo Nix tonight. Obviously, you've got Jaden Daniels stealing the show. Caleb Williams has come on strong. But do we still think that Bo Nix is terrible? That's next on 101 ESPN.
Hey, it's Carey, and if you are a contractor or you own a business that needs recycling, my good friends over at Scrap Mart Metals can help you. They are tailor-made for your business to meet your schedule and budget. Job site cleanup for contractors is often a mess. If you set up a business account with Scrap Mart to recycle that metal, it'll be one less thing you have to do during cleanup. You'd be amazed at how the scrap metals add up and how it can truly help your business's cash flow. But if you don't own a business and you just got some things you need to get rid of, maybe you had a garage sale, maybe you had a front yard sale, and you were unable to sell everything. Some of those things can be recycled. Take them to Scrap Mart, and they'll come in and they will help you out and get you a check the same day. If you have heavy equipment, it breaks down often, time and time again. You have to repair it. Eventually, you're going to have to end your suffering. Scrap Mart will come and get it out of your way. They'll haul your equipment to one of their locations. Or if you want to haul it yourself, they have 3 convenient locations: Valley Park, Peevely, Jonesburg. If it's metal, they will buy it. It is recycling made easy. Just visit them today at scrapmartmetals.com. My guy Lucas can talk to you about setting up a business account to get you rolling. Again, that's scrapmartmetals.com, and tell them Carey sent you.
Hey, don't forget tonight that Ray from 105.7 The Point, our sister station here at on 101 ESPN. Him and I, we're going to be out at Hot Shots in Fenton from 6:30 to 8:30. Why is that? Well, we got Thursday Night Football. We got the Pick'em Challenge. So Rafe and I are going to team up, and we're going to watch the Broncos and Saints while you're out there with us. You can sign up and get some point and 101 ESPN giveaways. You can enjoy a cold Bud Light and just check out the game with us. That's tonight from 6:30 to 8:30 with Rafe and me, Anthony Stalter, at Hot Shots in Fenton. It's all refreshed by Bud Light.
didn't know about the $100 bill, Sonny. He lied. Never read the whole playbook.
So a lot of guys don't.
Yes, but when they confront him about it, and they tell him about the money, he lied again. He said something like, oh yeah, now I remember. Good one, guys.
That, of course, from the documentary Draft Day. Good stuff from Bo Callahan.
Wasn't that the Cleveland Browns story?
Yeah, they messed up.
Never watched it. The Cleveland Browns. Why the hell would I watch that?
I don't blame you.
Was it a draft day bust?
It probably would have been.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, probably would have been. All right, it's Fastlane on 101 ESPN. I am in the penalty box for losing.
Oh, no.
Yeah, in the Gauntlet. Many suggestions coming in to the Air Comfort Service text line that I should serve 2 double minors, serve 2 segments because I got shut out.
Well, there's no blood.
No.
There's no blood. No bloodshed.
Well, are you sure?
I mean, maybe not physically, but
not
mentally and emotionally.
Jeremy, no, but Anthony.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Take it easy, Carey.
You are behind me. I do have to.
Take it easy.
It does make me a wee bit uncomfortable.
This is funny because you guys, it's just one screen, and it's just you and Carey. Like when I hit the button and stop talking, it's just you two, and you're hovering over Carey.
Yes.
Like you're like the devil and the angel telling Carey what to do and what to not do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go ahead and keep quiet so we get that visual.
Yeah. I don't like this. Is awful too because look, one you can't hear back here. The mic jack is terrible. And watch this microphone too. Just this is sweet.
What?
This is good.
Oh, you gotta hold it. You gotta hold it like a 70s.
This is a penalty box, so I feel like I'm getting penalized here. All right, Bo Nix and the Broncos tonight will take on the New Orleans Saints, and we talked about this earlier when we were doing our Pick'em Challenge. But this is a horrible spot for the Saints.
It is.
No Chris Olave, no Shaheed, so their top 2 wide receivers are out. Their center has been out for a while now, so the interior of the offensive line for the Saints is not good, or at least banged up. And Spencer Rattler is going to make his second start. You could say, well, you still got Alvin Kamara, and you do, and you still have your defense. But the defense, Carey, played 80 snaps last Monday in Kansas City, then turned around and played 72 snaps against Tampa Bay on Sunday. Now you're on a short week. I think by the time this gets into the fourth quarter, the Broncos offensively, and they're not explosive, but I think they're going to be able to do whatever they want to them.
Yeah, I think it'll be the Broncos have shown, they have shown life this year. They've shown an ability to do some things. They haven't been great. They are much better than they were last year. Last year they struggled, but they've shown some ability to play better and play at a higher level. I know the Broncos are favored by 3 points, or the Saints still favored?
It opened almost like a pick'em.
Okay.
And the Broncos went up to 2.5, and now they're up to 3.
They should win by more than 3. I mean, you're going against a team that is decimated with injuries. You talked about the O-line that's injured. You talked about your 2 leading receivers both out. It's really hard to get the run game. I love Alvin Kamara, but it's really hard to get the run game going when you do not have anybody on the outside that's able to make those plays. So I would probably stack the box. You got a rookie quarterback. Force him to make throws. If that's what the decision is, and you know that your 2 best – this is so difficult, sorry.
It is weird.
You know your 2 best receivers are out.
Yeah.
I would stack the box. Denver has played – their defense has played really well this year. So I'd stack the box, force him to make throws under pressure, switch it up a little bit, drop into coverage. He will not know what's coming at him. And, it's only your second game starting as a quarterback. In this league, it's a difficult task. So, and it's a short week.
Yeah.
Like all of those things combined really lean into Denver's favor. Now, don't be surprised if something crazy happens, but Denver should win this game going away, and it shouldn't really be that close.
Spencer Rattler, he's got a whip, but you could tell Clint Kubiak's trying to cut the field in half for him. I don't blame him. He's got a young quarterback. He's a bad spot. He tried to cut the field for him in against Tampa, where he just had to make a couple of reads on the move, and I expect them to do that again. Tampa defensively this year has not been good. They've been banged up. He's going to see that Denver's been legit.
Yeah.
And even without Patrick Surtain, I still think that Denver's going to be just fine in this secondary. So I don't like it. What have you seen out of Bo Nix?
to initially start the season, I thought this is going to be bad, right? I thought, and you know what I have seen out of him is a fire, is a passion. We saw him a couple of weeks ago going back at Sean Payton. I don't know if you saw that clip where he kind of went back at him and they asked about him. They asked him about it in the post game. Oh, we were just, going over something, nothing big, because he understands, like, he's a fiery guy. He's very competitive. He's not timid. He's not concerned. He wants to win. He's a guy that you want as your quarterback, as a young quarterback that understands and is understanding what the head coach / offensive coordinator is asking of him. I think he's getting better week in, week out. It's difficult to play in this league, especially as a rookie, as a young player at that position. It's the most pressure you're going to deal with. So I think he's learning week in and week out, learning how to dissect defenses and understand where the blitzes are coming from, where the pressure is coming from, and who to get the ball to. And if he does that, takes care of the football, run the ball efficiently tonight, again, I think the Saints have way too many injuries to be able to compete tonight.
Bo Nix, to me, Kerry, it's clear he doesn't have the ceiling of Jaden Daniels and Caleb Williams. Mm-hmm. I also think the floor is pretty high, though. Mm-hmm. Like, I think if nothing else, the Broncos are going to get a 10-year starter out of him. I don't know if they win anything of substance, but we have seen. We saw Jimmy Garoppolo make the Super Bowl. We saw Jimmy Garoppolo make multiple NFC championship games.
He had some guys around him.
Exactly. So if you feel, and the Broncos, I don't think their cap situation is bad. Who the hell are they paying?
They got a quarterback. They're rookie quarterback, so they are good.
They
for
can
the next
load
3
up
to 4 years,
and I expect them to load up. Like, if you're Sean Payton, you don't want to slow rebuilds here.
Right.
So I think the Broncos are one of those teams that we could see kind of come about here in the next couple of years.
I wouldn't be surprised. I think they will get better again tonight. It's a lot of things going on. The injuries for the Saints. You got Sean Payton making his homecoming in New Orleans, place where he was able to win a championship. Like, it should If I wouldn't be surprised if Sean Payton takes a shot on the first play.
Yeah.
Like, we're going to play action pass and take a shot downfield so I can show the city of New Orleans what I used to do here, who I was, and to get that rookie quarterback comfortable. It's going to be loud in there. It's always, Thursday night. It's going to be a loud game. There's going to be a lot of people in there. But
you played in there, right?
Yeah,
you had to.
I have. Yeah, played there when I was at the Falcons.
That's a tough environment.
Yes, it's a very tough environment. So you want to get the crowd. You want to control the crowd early, and you take a shot, make a big play downfield, score early, and make a stop on defense. That'll kind of get the crowd in your favor because they won't be too loud.
Was there any place in the NFL that kind of sent shivers up your spine? Like, I know you're never intimidated. You're the Pittsburgh Steelers. You're going in there.
We played,
but is there any environment like? Damn, this is intense.
I never played in Green Bay because of how the years work. You don't play every NFC team if you're in the AFC every year. You play them every 4th year. So I never played in Green Bay. I think that would have been a great environment. The Patriots, I actually got to play in New England the opening game when I was with the Colts, which was the opening game of the year, which was amazing. Not intimidating, though. Like, I don't think NFL stadiums are as intimidating as college stadiums because there are so many more people. Like, you get 100,000+ at Michigan, at Penn State, where most of the NFL stadiums 65, 70. Like, it's not, and that's a huge difference.
Yeah.
It's loud, but...
So what college environment then?
Penn State.
Penn State was intense.
Penn State, Michigan was it's just deafening.
Yeah.
Like, Penn State is probably the best environment I've ever played in because their stadium is in the middle of nowhere. Like, you literally look out and you see nothing. There are no buildings, no lights. It's like space when you look outside the stadium, and everybody in there it's nighttime. They got white on. They're yelling, screaming. It's like, oh my goodness. Mm-hmm. And I can be standing right next to you and wouldn't be able to hear you. Wow. So it is deafening in there. So I think college environments are more. I do like looking at Atlanta. Never played there as an opposing team, but as a home team. Watching them now and how that stadium is rocking, that feels and looks like a college environment when I'm watching them play now on TV.
I went there once when Vic was there. Mm-hmm. It was 2000. I was just telling Marsh about this. It was 2005, I think.
Okay.
And I sat in the nosebleeds, and Vic it was loud.
Yeah.
I mean, the whole place was packed. Atlanta's a front runner city, because there's a lot of transplants. There's not a lot of people from Atlanta.
Yep.
But that place, that dome, that was the Georgia Dome, but I'm sure it can get
the dome.
Loud.
If you're in a dome, it's going to be loud.
Yeah,
like it echoes and bounces and it never leaves, and it's like
pump in fake noise.
Like, oh God, there's extra people here. No, it's not.
No, it's not.
It's just
Minnesota notorious for it. Atlanta got popped for it a couple years ago. Yeah. All right, I'm getting out of this penalty box. Why don't we do our sports six pack? If you got a sports six pack question for us, send it into the Air Comfort Service text line 314-399-9646. Again, 314-399-9646. Sports six pack next. We're getting closer and closer to the weekend. Why don't you head out to Auto Centers Nissan Herculaneum, make a trip out there. If you need a vehicle or if somebody in your family needs a vehicle, head out there because right now they still have their Fall into Savings event. They had it running throughout the month of September, but they extended it in October. Low finance rates available on Pathfinders, Rogues, and Altimas. We're talking about 0% APR on those vehicles. They also have 0% APR for 60 months on Frontier. Low lease payment options on 2024 Rogues, talking about $329 per month. If you're looking for an affordable brand new vehicle, they've got vehicles that are only, $23,000 or less. 2024 Nissan Kicks, Sentras, and Versas. They got 24 Rogues and Altimas starting below $30,000. Over 700 vehicles, all in one location. Largest, best used and new selection that you're going to find in St. Louis or the surrounding areas. They got their new Nissans and select Nissans coming with their complimentary lifetime warranty. New Nissans coming with the 30-day return promise and the complimentary Nissan maintenance plan. It's all there out in Herculaneum with Auto Centers Nissan. You can check them out at autocentersnissan.com. Tell them Stalter sent you.
101 ESPN Sports Center.
I'm Andrew Marsh. It's time for a Sports Center update, driven by Johnny Londoff Chevrolet and Johnny Londoff Autoplex. The Blues take on the New York Islanders tonight. You can listen to it right here on 101 ESPN. Pregame starts at 6. Puck drop is at 7. You'll hear Chris Kerber on the call tonight, and we talked to him earlier today. If you missed that interview, make sure you go to 101ESPN.com or check out the free 101 mobile app. Just head to that podcast page, and you'll find all of our full shows and interviews there, and it's all brought to you by Dobbs Tire and Auto Centers. Last night, the Los Angeles Dodgers defeated the New York Mets 8-0 in Game 3 of the NLCS. The Dodgers have a 2-1 series lead. They'll play tonight in Game 4 as Quintana will go up against Yamamoto. And right now, the Guardians are trying to pick up their first win against the Yankees in the ALCS. That game is now in the top of the second, Game 3. Score is all knotted up at 0. We'll keep you updated on that one. But we have our Sports Six-Pack coming up next. So if you have a question you want to send our way, do so using the Air Comfort Service text line 314-399-9646. Six-Pack coming your way next. I'm Andrew Marsh, and the Sports Center update is driven by Johnny Londoff Chevrolet and Johnny Londoff Autoplex. See them at londoff.com. Chevy, together we drive. Are you kidding me?
It's time for the Fast Lane to answer your sports questions.
I want to ask you a bunch of questions. I want to have them answered immediately.
Asking me all these weird questions.
Answer the question.
Answer the question.
Answer me!
The Sports Six-Pack is brought to you by Paramount Men's Medical Center. Suffering from ED or PE? Your first treatment is free at ParamountMen'sMedical.com.
All right, time for the Sports Six-Pack, at least part one of it. Kerry Davis, Anthony Stalter. Here's Andrew Marsh with your questions. You can still send those in, by the way. 314-399-9646. That's the Air Comfort Service text line. Marsh, go.
Question number 1.
All right, we get a question from FedEx Colton. At the home opener, a guy right behind me would scream, "Rip it!" over and over all night. It was obnoxious and annoying. People looking at him, and he's clueless how annoying he's being. What do you do in this situation?
Well, I don't know much. I don't know if you can do much. I mean, guy paid his ticket, he's not being, he's being annoying. I get it, but he's not like laying out the profanities or anything like that. So I think what I would do is ask him politely to, hey, let us all enjoy the game. And if he doesn't listen, then you send him down on his bleeping face.
Whoa.
Right down the stairs.
Whoa.
What?
Can't do that.
What if he's in the 300 section and falls off?
Nah, you don't.
That can't happen.
I asked him once.
Hey.
Then you send him down on his fast lane face.
No, you talk to him. This is a fast lane advice. Mm-hmm. You talk to him. You ask him to quiet down. It's a little bit obnoxious. If he chooses not to do so, you say, okay, have a good night, sir, ma'am. You enjoy yourself. That's what the fast lane says.
And then afterwards, in the parking lot?
We don't condone violence.
Concession stand?
You go buy him a beverage.
Well, that might make him do it even
water.
more. Rip it!
Yeah, go buy him a Pepsi.
I gotcha, Carey. I gotcha. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
You don't say anything
you
to
don't
that
say
guy.
Anything. You're nice and polite.
You're respectful.
Yep.
He or she bought their ticket.
Yep.
Just as you did.
Right.
You're choosing
to
watch the game. Watch the game.
Sure.
And then you and your family will go home in your car. Safe and sound.
Okay.
Everybody.
And then never mind. This is what I'll have to say. This is what I have to say on this matter. One, I give credit to the guy who was saying rip it, because we're used to people saying shoot it. And so this guy's trying to be creative. He's trying to be different, right? Now, I don't know if that worked the other night because they did not win the game. So maybe they weren't shooting the puck because the guy didn't say shoot it. He said rip it. And I don't know what that means.
Yeah.
Obviously, I kind of know what that means, but maybe they don't, And two, if you don't like it, maybe you can join the guy. When he says rip it, you go, yeah, rip rip it, and you be so annoying that you make that guy want to stop saying it because you took his line.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, you just become so much more obnoxious than the other guy that he's like, man, what is that guy doing?
Doing what
and
you're
he
doing,
stops,
buddy.
I still like my idea.
Oh, okay.
Because then the whole section stands. Yeah, nice job, you did it. And they got my back. There's gonna be no witnesses.
Your hands are gonna be behind your back.
There's gonna be no witnesses.
You know, you could just while he says rip it, you say hold on to the puck. Just hold on to it.
Keep cycling it.
Cycle.
Clear it.
Clear it.
Don't shoot it.
Cycle. Rip it.
All right. I think we gave a lot of good advice. Some better than others.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Question number 2.
See you in the parking lot. From the 636, what do you guys think is the best time of the year? Is it fall with playoff baseball, football season, with cooler weather?
You can stop.
I'll keep reading.
Okay, keep going.
Close.
Winter with playoff football, hockey in full swing, and Christmas time. Spring for Major League Baseball opening day, playoff hockey, and coming out of cold weather. Or summer, baseball season in full swing with summer vibes.
Let me tell you the greatest weekend of the year.
March.
And it's not even close.
March Madness?
It is. And that's a good one, Marsh.
That's a really good one.
Close second. It is the weekend of Thanksgiving.
Oh.
Do tell.
Thursday Thanksgiving. Okay. Great food. You got great food. Mm-hmm. You've got not one, not two, not three, but 4 football games.
Is it 4
3
now?
NFL. And then usually you get Ole Miss and Mississippi. Or Ole Miss and Mississippi State. Excuse me, because Ole Miss is Mississippi. So you get that. Plus food. Friday, everybody's off.
Yeah.
That's Black Friday. College football games that day. They sprinkle in a little NFL now.
They do.
That's the day I often put up the tree.
Okay.
Okay.
Day
Got
after
the kids,
Thanksgiving?
yeah. And the kids got a tree. I got a tree that they home. We put up the Christmas tree while there's foosball on it.
And do you watch the Macy's Thanksgiving Day parade?
No, I do not.
Well, that makes sense why you missed that question.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, he missed the
It was
first
still
one.
Snoopy. I disagree with the answer. Saturday, more college football and a day off.
Okay.
Sunday, NFL. Turkey, football, Christmas. I usually put the lights up outside on Saturday. A lot of times I wait till the night, have a little nightcap while I'm doing it. Wow. I get the kids running back and forth, getting me refills on sodas, air quotes.
It's a lot of sugar.
Greatest 4 days. Greatest 4 days in ever.
And Monday,
on the
too.
calendar.
Monday, you get Monday Night Football, and I believe it is Cyber Monday.
Sure.
I would
Greatest time of the year.
I would go back probably, let's say around about a week or so, week and a half from now. You got basketball season about to start. You're going to have Major League Baseball playoffs. Maybe the LCSs are still going. Maybe it's the start of the World Series. You got hockey. You got football.
You have all that
every
stuff
day.
during the 4 days I just stated.
Except for baseball.
Yeah. Missing baseball.
You're missing baseball. You get all the sports.
I would say Halloween weekend.
There you go.
Probably
About
a
week and
good
half.
one.
Yeah, that's it.
It is a good one.
It is a good one. And you get to dress
It's
up.
not better than those 4 days.
Okay, because Anthony said so.
No?
No, it's
because
why.
of everything I said.
Because you said it.
No, because
no one cares about. No one cares about Ole Miss and Mississippi State.
It's not about Ole Miss and Mississippi State.
Didn't Mizzou and Arkansas play on Thanksgiving one year, or am I mistaken?
No, it's always Friday. That Friday,
Oh,
Black
they play
Friday.
next day.
Mizzou and Arkansas.
Yeah.
Black and Gold Friday.
And this year, you're going to have possible playoff spots on the line. So go ahead and take your Halloween candy and your other stuff that you're just talking about. I'll have the old Thanksgiving, the beers, the liquor, the football, the Christmas lights going up. Go ahead, take it. Take your costumes.
I will. I love Halloween.
Have a good time.
I love dressing
There you
up.
go.
I'm going to be the Geico caveman this year.
That's pretty good. Honestly, Marsh, I can already see it. I can already see it. But yeah, fall is the best.
It is the best.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, Hugh Gisoli just said, did one of you look in Anthony's eyes? He's getting ornery.
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 I don't know what that means.
Ornery.
Ornery is like
kind of agitated.
angry.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Evil.
What the fast lane?
Mean.
It's not evil.
Ornery. It is.
Evil's different. Evil's got a different connotation.
You just told a listener to take the other guy to the parking lot. Push him down the stairs.
Right. Here's the thing.
Pretty evil to me.
Here's the thing about toxic manipulation, okay? You always focus on what I did, but not how I got there.
What got you there is the problem.
Thank you.
Yep. So the response is warranted.
In this case, yes.
Look you in your eyes.
This is from the 813. Greatest weekend is my birthday weekend. April 2nd, WrestleMania. End of March Madness. And Major League Baseball's opening day. That was a good weekend this year. I must admit. That was a pretty good weekend.
Yeah. You know what?
I mean, Anthony, if you didn't watch WrestleMania, I don't know.
I didn't.
He missed it.
I didn't. But you know what? For that person, that's their special weekend. I think that's fantastic. I think that's great.
Very proud of you. That's growth there.
Thank you.
Yep.
All right. We'll get some more questions next on 101 ESPN. Happy Roof Company, they're fantastic. If you got a leaky roof, an old roof, maybe a damaged roof, maybe you don't know if you've got damage, call the Happy Roof Company. If they're your first call and you call today or tomorrow, they're going to have someone to look at your issue within 24 hours. They got a 10-year labor warranty on all shingle roofs, so if you need a new roof, they got you covered there. They got financing options that are available. Over 50 years combined experience in roofing, siding, and gutters. Happy Roof Company, they work great with not only realtors, but insurance companies too. So, for example, if your insurance claim, you put an insurance claim in, maybe you got a damaged roof, all your neighbors get new roofs, like, okay, we're going to take advantage of this as well because we got some damage too. If your insurance claim got denied, but all your neighbors are getting new roofs, call the Happy Roof. They work well with insurance companies. They can help you with paperwork. They can help give you a free estimate with competitive pricing too. Call them at 314-665-3001. Again, 314-665-3001. And you can check them out at thehappyroof.com. Call them today, especially if you got a damaged roof. Again, they got somebody to come out to look at your issue within 24 hours. It's the Happy Roof Company. Hey, you could join Rafe and I from 105.7 The Point, me from 101 ESPN tonight at the Hot Shots in Fenton. We're out there from 6:30 to 8:30 tonight. You can come hang out with us. We're going to watch the Thursday night football game between the Broncos and the Saints. And while you're there, you get signed up for some Point and 101 ESPN giveaways. You can enjoy a cold Bud Light, and you can just kind of shoot the you-know-what with Rafe and I. We're going to watch the game out there, and I'm sure they get the Blues game on too. But it's tonight from 6:30 to 8:30 with Rafe and me, Anthony Stalter, at Hot Shots in Fenton. Refreshed by Bud Light.
question. It's time for the Fast Lane to answer your sports questions.
I want to ask you a bunch of questions. I want to have them answered immediately.
Asking me all these weird questions.
Answer the question.
Answer the question.
Answer me!
The Sports Six Pack is brought to you by Paramount Men's Medical Center. Suffering from ED or PE? Your first treatment is free at ParamountMen'sMedical.com.
It's Fastlane on 101 ESPN. We've got part 2 of the Sports Six Pack with Kerry Davis. I'm Anthony Stalter, and here is Andrew Marsh.
Question number 3.
From the 636, who would you rather see the Cardinals trade? Let's say they get max return on all. Sonny Gray, Wilson Contreras, or Nolan Arenado?
Nolan Arenado.
I would trade Nolan Arenado. Yeah.
He's the oldest, I think, of the 3.
And he's making the most.
Sonny
Gray might be, what is he, 34?
Is Sonny Gray 34?
I think he is.
He might be. But he's a pitcher. He plays every 5th day.
Yep.
You're okay with that.
Yeah, and he pitched well last year. You know what you're getting. I'm not. Yeah, he's 34.
And I think you're well equipped, I believe. Well, catcher, you're probably equipped as well, except for the run game. But you're probably better equipped to replace a third baseman than Wilson Contreras.
Well, let's look at it this way. What's the premium position out of those 3? To me, it's either pitcher or catcher.
Yep.
Not that third base is not important. I'm just talking about like the premium spot. Mm-hmm. You know, like in football, is running back important? You're damn right it's important.
You better believe it, sir.
Is it left tackle? Is it a pass rusher?
What are you saying?
Is it a quarterback? No. Important, but in the hierarchy of things, not as important.
I don't like how you use that sport.
I don't know what he's doing here.
I don't know why he
believe him.
Had to use football.
Let me finish.
We started naming off actually really important positions.
Yeah.
But he started with running back.
Whoa.
Marsh.
Whoa.
I see what you did there.
I'm picking up on what you're putting down.
I see what you're doing there, Marsh. Well played. Anyways.
You lads are...
Hey, let's get serious now, okay? We're going to trade Arenado.
Let's get tropical.
So you've got pitcher, catcher, third baseman. I don't want to give up the catcher. I don't want to give up the pitcher. There's also one guy hitting the middle of the lineup. That's Wilson Contreras. And one guy was your ace last year. Your ace.
Can't get rid of him.
Can't get rid of him. Arenado's making a buttload of money, too. So out of those 3, if I'm going to get max value on any of them, I'm moving on from Nolan.
Well, and Wilson has more pop at this point.
He's going to be
more pop.
He's at least a middle of the order guy.
When Anthony, you just throw the guy downstairs.
Why though? Don't just say that. Why was I throwing that guy? And I asked him politely to not be annoying, and I probably let him go for a whole period and a half.
Can you stop doing that?
At that point, I've got no other option.
I will say, I have been to a game with a friend. Me and said friend got a little tired of a group of people, or a couple of guys, yelling at one particular player. It was a football game. And so, we kind of spoke to him, man to man.
Yeah.
Some may say it was confrontational. Some may say it was just man to man.
What'd you say, Carey?
You should stop doing that.
So you didn't ask him. That was a statement, because that was a statement. I didn't hear a question at the end of that.
I think you should stop doing that.
What did you say?
I think you should stop doing that.
Okay, so kind of a question, but more of a statement.
It depends on how you're listening to it, you know?
Yeah.
Depends on who's listening, who's around listening, how they receive it. I think you should stop doing that. It's an opinion, actually. It's neither a statement nor a question.
Sure.
It's my opinion spoken out loud.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. How you receive it,
it's up to you.
Up to you.
Yeah, he should
But
listen.
you should... you should.
How?
Yeah, he should probably listen.
Yeah.
Especially when Carey's talking, you should probably listen.
So
you should stop doing that.
What happened?
He stopped doing it.
Okay.
Yeah,
he picked up on the vibes that you were sending him.
It wasn't. Well, yeah. It wasn't. It wasn't just me though. It was me and my friend. We think you should stop doing that. You all should stop doing that.
All right.
I would just tell him that, hey, see that guy that you're yelling at? That's my brother. If you don't, I'm gonna push you down the stairs. I won't. Actually, my friend Anthony.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll push you right down.
I kind of visualize the Winter Soldier ripping that guy out of the car.
Oh, ripping the steering wheel off. That did it for me.
What was funny about that is Carey said, "Oh, blank," at the same exact time that Sam Wilson also said, "Oh, blank."
Yeah.
Rip that steering wheel off. How you gonna drive?
You can't.
You got. I'm like, oh no, it's a wrap.
I'll take that.
Yeah.
What a great scene.
That was really
That
good.
was great. And you know what's great about that is that guy was actually part of Hydra.
Yeah.
And he was going to talk.
He
already was talking. So you just got to rip that guy right out of the car and throw him on the other lane.
And he did.
Winter
Soldier, check.
I don't know if that guy survived.
I doubt it. It looked like there was a bus or something that came right at the same time.
Yep.
He ripped it all right.
Ripped him right out of the car.
We're talking about Captain America, Winter Soldier.
You had to get out of there.
Yeah.
Great
Check
film.
it out.
That was dangerous.
Great
Best
documentary.
movies of all time.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Question number 4.
It'd actually be scary if that was a documentary. From 636, besides the Rams leaving St. Louis, what is the worst moment in St. Louis sports history? The 636 says, mine, even though I wasn't born yet, is the Big Red Football Cardinals moving to Arizona.
Okay, so it's not the Rams, it's the other team that left. I think that's pretty fair.
Oh, man.
I think that's pretty fair. I mean, I don't think anything tops a franchise leaving.
Not at all.
So.
Because it's heartbreaking.
It's all the emotion. The Walrus King, that guy was sick.
It is. It's heartbreaking when your team that you root for leaves.
Yeah.
Like, no longer there.
Yeah, because all the memories go with it.
Yeah.
You know, you could follow that team, sure, but it's different.
It's not the same. They're not yours.
Yeah.
They belong to someone else now.
Right, exactly. Yeah. So.
The 314 says, Carey, that ain't a fast lane question, dog, no matter how you listen to it.
It was an opinion.
Yeah, a suggestion. Yeah.
I think.
That is, well, if you started with that is technically an opinion.
It's my opinion.
Yes.
Yeah.
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 All right. Moving on.
Question number 5.
From 636, with Nick Chubb potentially returning this week, will he save the Browns season on his own?
No.
And likewise, do I start him in fantasy?
Do not.
I am
do
threatening.
not start him in fantasy.
Listen,
they are
Anthony,
going to ease him back in.
Anthony, I am. Well, Jerome Ford is questionable, and he's been that all season.
Seriously. I mean, he's done nothing.
I try my best not to beat down.
He's done nothing. It's almost as if he's not there.
Some would say. I kind of feel I love Nick Chubb. Like, for all the things that the Cleveland Browns do poorly, that is one thing that they have done well. He is a fantastic running back. I think he's a fantastic person. He just shuts his mouth, works hard, doesn't complain about his environment, the situation he's in. I don't know if that makes them better. It can't make them worse, because they stink now. They already lost Amari Cooper. They traded him. I don't know if that helps. I am kind of debating whether or not to start him in one of my leagues as well. I don't want to, and I don't need to, but part of me knows what Nick Chubb is, and man, he is one of the best to do it.
I think I know he's practiced the last
these years.
I know he's practiced the last 2 weeks.
Full practice,
but
that matters.
I think he's gonna be on snap count. I wouldn't do it. That's just wait. Are we playing each other?
No, I think I beat neighbor Dave last week. I got you this week.
Let's see here.
No, I got Tanner. I got T-Bone.
You got the T?
Yeah.
By the way, Malik Neighbors, he's good to go this week. Does that change things for you, Giants, Eagles?
I told you what I thought. You guys all laughed at me.
Yeah.
You think the Eagles are going to lose?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you're crazy.
I think there's not a stairwell in this studio.
All right, fair enough. Bury the Bodies play Matt Rocchio's team, who is 1-5.
What is his team name?
Matthew's expert team. He never changed it off the Yahoo. He never changed it off the Yahoo. You know a guy doesn't care when he doesn't change his team name off of Yahoo's suggestion.
Matthew's expert team.
Yeah, he's the only one.
Yeah.
He's the only one that did that.
Well, that's why that 1-5 record checks out.
Exactly.
Makes sense now.
Yep.
Love you, Rob.
He long gave up. Boy, his team's not bad either. Joe Burrow, Mike Evans, Terry McLaurin, Justin Jefferson, Trey McBride.
Oh, he is dead last.
That's not a bad team. What the hell happened?
They all hurt. Well, maybe not. Trey McBride has been hurt. Raheem Mostert, I think, was hurt.
Burrow has been healthy. Evans has been healthy.
Your quarterback
McLaurin's
situation.
been healthy. Anyways.
Hey, sometimes you just run into a juggernaut.
Yep, that's true.
Yeah.
All right. It's Fastlane on 101 ESPN. Is the NFL and NCAA trading blows each week when it comes to most entertaining matchups? I would say this. When it comes to the matchups in college football and like comparison to the NFL, what do you got? What?
You fellas really need to open up a dictionary. A documentary is based on a real event. The Winter Soldier never happened, making it fiction.
How do you know that?
Hockey Bob.
It's Hockey Bob?
It's Hockey Bob. There you go. You fellas.
Oh, man. You don't remember when Thanos came down and wiped out half of humanity?
And we all started disappearing.
We came back 5 years later. You guys should open a dictionary.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
I'm so glad you read that. That hook is so deep right now. He'll never recover.
He'll be all right. He'll be all right.
Oh, man. That was awesome. Anyways.
I'm sorry.
That's okay. College football's kind of taken the NFL model. They just didn't know it. Well, I'll explain what that means next on 101 ESPN. I'm sorry. Walrus King just goes, that's Hockey Bob. It's not Documentary Bob. All I can picture now is Hockey Bob, like, hanging out with his buddies and saying, I had to text the fast lane. They didn't even know what a documentary was. I had to set those guys straight. Really? Guy with a...
It's okay.
Mechanical arm wasn't real.
Made of vibranium.
Hey,
he ripped the steering. Anthony, I watched him rip that steering wheel. Right? He reached his hand through the roof of the car and ripped that damn steering wheel out while they were driving.
That happened.
It happened.
Yep.
I know what you're talking about.
It's also the same guy that allegedly died back in the times of World War II.
Yeah,
and then
They
came back.
froze him.
They froze him.
Yeah.
And
There's a lot to his backstory. Mind control.
It happens.
Wound up harming some people that came back to hurt him too. I won't spoil the whole documentary for you, but it's a whole thing. It's like 7 or 8 part series.
Been out for a while.
Still.
Like 12
You haven't
years.
seen it yet.
I haven't seen it.
I want you to see it.
I need to see all of it.
All right. There we go.
See, tell Hockey Bob you think he should stop.
I think you should stop. All right. The NFL, NCAA. Why our college games weren't entertaining than the NFL? That was an idea that Marsh kind of threw at us. I don't know if they're more entertaining, guys, but I do think that without knowing it, college football has replicated the NFL model without knowing it. The NFL model has been, there really has been great teams. Mm-hmm. Like, we crown the Chiefs great because they've won back-to-back Super Bowls and because, look, they are great. But, like, this season, they have been vulnerable. I think in previous regular seasons, they have been vulnerable. And then they wind up being the best team when it's all said and done because nobody can beat them in the playoffs. But in college football now, you've always had Georgia, Bama, Clemson, some Ohio State, some variation of those teams. And you never really got the sense that a team could pull it off.
Yeah.
A true Cinderella, a true team to come out of nowhere and challenge the authority. You never felt that way.
Yeah.
Like Cincinnati was the first group of 5 team to crack to the top 4. Mm-hmm. While that was a nice story,
they got smoked.
You knew they were going to get smoked. Mm-hmm. You knew they were going to get smoked. You also weren't really following their journey because who the hell were they playing?
Right.
You weren't like locked into Cincinnati, Pittsburgh.
No.
Like you could be locked in to, let's say, Packers, Texans now. Because both teams are good. Both teams, you just don't know. So college football has manufactured some more drama here because of the expanded playoff, because of NIL, because of the transfer portal. Yeah. CD, there truly is not one elite powerhouse. We can talk about Texas being the best team. We can talk about Texas being the best team.
Okay. But not a powerhouse. Not walking
I don't know if they're a powerhouse.
I agree with that. I think what you're seeing, and it's parity. Right, you're seeing, because I think when Bama and Nick Saban were rolling, you just knew end of the year Bama's going to be in. It's going to be 4 teams. Bama's going to be one of them. Yep. They're going to play somebody, and if you get an Ohio State to upset them, you surprise, surprise. But for the most part, Bama's going to roll, and they're going to find a way to win a national championship.
I like what you did there with the whole roll.
Oh, I didn't even think about that.
Nice, well done.
Incidental.
Yeah.
But no, that's what you saw, and now, like the NFL. Because of the draft, because of the salary cap, things are essentially on a level playing field. Some teams are really good, some teams are not. But week in and week out in the NFL, you know, any team can beat any team. The Raiders can upset who I think is the best team in the Ravens. The Raiders stink right now.
Right.
So you know that can happen. In college football, it's happening as well. There have been so many upsets and so many near upsets, and I do think it's more of a level playing field. The NIL has shifted and allowed players to go places where maybe might not have gone there before, but now I have an opportunity to make money. Or the transfer portal, I don't have to be a 4-star defensive back behind 3 or 4 other 4 or 5-star defensive backs. I can go elsewhere and play right now. So it has allowed players of talent to not have to sit on the rosters behind a bunch of other players with talent and go elsewhere and be able to play right away. So I think college football has been amazing this year. I think this is probably the best case scenario for the NCAA, for the college football committee, for it to go in the manner that it has gone this season. Like teams losing, top team, number one team loses to an unranked team, and you got Georgia, Bama going down to the wire, last play of the game. Like, this is the best case scenario because there are so many eyeballs on college football trying to figure out week in and week out who's the best.
Right.
What's going to happen next? So it's been really good.
It's drama. It's drama.
Yeah.
I remember it hasn't happened as much lately, CD, but I do remember when some people used to have they were of the opinion of, well, there's no truly great teams in the NFL. This is all watered down. I'm sure you heard that argument. This is all watered down. Okay. We'll go back to the 90s then. How much fun was it to watch the Cowboys and Bills play in every damn Super Bowl? It certainly wasn't fun for Bills fans. Now, you had two truly great teams, though. One, obviously, a championship great team. Yeah. The other, we've never seen another team since Buffalo go to 4 straight Super Bowls. So you can't tell me that team won great. It wasn't championship great. Was that better? You saw great teams, truly great teams.
Yeah.
But from an entertainment standpoint, was that truly better?
And you saw great players too. Like you're always going to have great players, and then you have teams that just were unable to, like you said, get over that hump. Whether that's the Detroit Lions and Barry Sanders, he just not going to be able to figure it out.
They were not, but great player. The Lions were never going to win anything. No. So what if you put Barry Sanders on the field now on a team?
Oh, sign me up.
You could be a Super Bowl contender, a legit one. You weren't in the 90s. Mm-hmm. Dan Marino. Mm-hmm. You put Dan Marino on, he may throw for 10,000 yards, the way that things are set up right now in the NFL. Mm-hmm. But my point is, to those people, when you say as watered down, the product's watered down, when you sit and watch a movie and you know the ending, how much fun is that?
Not fun.
No.
But I think, like I said, the NFL has done, it's been good. Like, this has been good. College football has been great. It's just been fun to watch. Week in and week out, I'm sitting on my couch waiting on Saturday and Sunday for games to pop off and who's going to win?
Yeah.
Who's going to show up? Which players are going to perform at the highest level? Which one of these young college football players is going to be the next NFL star? Like that next NFL star. That's been exciting to watch this season. It's been really good to watch.
It has. It's been great, and it's been refreshing. All right. Hot take or hot garbage is next. If you've got a hot take or hot garbage statement, send it into the Air Comfort Service text line at 314-399-9646. We'll play hot take or hot garbage next. In a little over an hour, I'm going to head out to the Hot Shots in Fenton because tonight for Thursday Night Football, Rafe from the Rizzuto Show and me, Anthony Stalter from 101 ESPN, we're going to be out there from 6:30 to 8:30. Again, Hot Shots in Fenton. You can come out with us, watch the Thursday Night Football game between the Broncos and Saints. While you're there, you get signed up for some cool Point and 101 ESPN giveaways and enjoy a cold Bud Light as well. That's tonight from 6:30 to 8:30 with Rafe from the Rizzuto Show and me, Anthony Stalter, at the Hot Shots in Fenton. It's all refreshed by Bud Light.
Boom! Hot take!
Time to play Hot Take or Hot Garbage here in the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. Our guy Jamie Rivers is already downtown for tonight's Blues and Islanders game. He's going to be between the benches for Valley Sports Midwest. Of course, you can listen to the game right here on 101 ESPN. You're home of the Blues Radio Network. Blues Islanders pregame at 6. Puck will drop shortly after 7. All right, Marshall, what do we got for Hot Take or Hot Garbage?
From the 706, Hot Take or Hot Garbage, the NFL kickoff is lame.
It hasn't bothered me. It hasn't bothered me at all.
They should move it back.
There was no kickoffs before. Everything was a touchback.
That's what I said. They should move it back. Because when they do actually kick the ball in bounds and not in the end zone, when they kick it in play, there are some plays that happen.
Yeah.
So if your goal is to make that part of the game more exciting, move the kicker back. Move the lines back 10 yards. Have them start 10 yards further back. And the kickoff.
Or put them at the 35.
Well,
if it's a touchback.
The kick. Well, that too.
You know what I mean?
But I don't even think that would stop it because where is it at now? 30? It goes to a 25.
30.
30.
Okay, so move it to the 40.
You get the ball at the 30.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What if you moved it to the 40 just like you would if you kicked it out of bounds for a touchback?
Ooh.
So,
I think you would still have some teams kicking it out of bounds and just play with 60 yards.
Oh,
that's terrible.
That's rough.
It's tough. It's tough.
See, I don't like Zoosh from the Snake Pit says it's lame. It's too gimmicky. I don't even know if it's gimmicky because we haven't seen that. Like, let me rephrase. What's the difference between what we're seeing now and a year ago?
Nothing.
That's kind of where I'm at. Like, I don't think it's enhanced it. I don't think it's taken away.
618 says I missed this surprise onside kicks. You might get one or two of those a year.
Yeah.
You'd probably get one tonight. You probably would.
With Sean Payton.
Probably.
You probably would.
Going back to 2009.
He would do that.
Yeah.
But now you have to announce it now.
True.
I'm going onside.
It's got to be a surprise.
Everybody knows.
Who's the corner?
Fourth quarter.
That had the pick six.
Tracy Porter.
Tracy Porter. Nice job, boys.
Who's Trey Porter?
Tracy Porter.
Tracy Porter.
His brother. One of the Porter brothers.
It's not. I never understood why more teams, when the kickoff was how it used to be, why you wouldn't just kick a line drive at the guy standing right in front of you.
Those guys are extremely athletic, and they're looking at it, waiting on it to be kicked at them.
Really?
Oh, yeah. That's your job. I've been the kickoff returner, and I've played front line. You are not to move until the ball is kicked, and your eyes are laser focused on that ball, especially if you're like in the center position. So it's like center, guard, tackle. That's the front line usually. And if you're the center position, you're offset from the ball. You don't stand right in front of it because you don't want to get kicked with it. And you can tell by the kicker's approach if he's kicking it at you. So you're prepared to catch it or get the hell out of the way. So it's not, unless you catch on film guys leaving early or somebody just out to lunch, not paying attention, dazing off into the sky, not doing his job properly, you don't take a chance of kicking it at him or trying an onside kick.
Splashback Deuce says changing the rule but having the same results kind of makes it a gimmick. maybe it's kind of semantics at this point, but like, a gimmick to me would be, hey, the first 10,000 fans will get a Wayno bobblehead today. Come out and watch the game. Like, that's a gimmick.
Somehow,
you're trying to get
the Cardinals
fans to go out there, and you get a Adam Wainwright country singer bobblehead. Like, that's kind of a gimmick, Like, why don't you get somebody to come out to your game for your baseball instead of your giveaways?
Talking about the NFL. Not the St. Louis Cardinals.
Oh, I know. I was just using an example of like a true gimmick.
Do they do giveaways at NFL games? I've never heard that.
No, they don't need a gimmick.
Nah, I don't know. No, not any game.
I don't think so. I've never been to an NFL game. It is all right. Come into the damn stadium, enjoy your game.
No, I don't think
you
so.
love it.
Maybe,
you say thank you.
Did they give away like replica rings one time? Did the Rams do that?
I don't remember that. Maybe they give it like towels. Like sometimes they give the towels, but
they don't give terrible towels in Pittsburgh. You bring your own damn towel.
How do you buy that? Like, you just buy that on Amazon?
You can buy it online. You can buy it at a store. They sell them at the.
Is there like an official game waving terrible towel, or could I just bring like a yellow towel I got at like Michael's or something?
Oh, come on. It doesn't say the official Steelers.
Well, that's what I'm wondering.
You know what I mean? Steelers terrible towel.
You have to get the correct terrible towel.
It's got to be the right yellow.
Well, it's
Yeah, it's got to be right. Yeah, exactly.
Where can I buy a referee yellow flag? Like, if we're talking someone's got a bad take, maybe I just rip it out and throw it.
Rip it. Splashback Dude says 82 gimmick games. That's right. That's correct. Open a dictionary, Stalter. Those are marketing schemes and promotions. From Zoosh. All right, what's our next one?
All right, hot take or hot garbage from the 636. It will be the Chiefs versus the Lions in the Super Bowl this year.
Hot garbage. And hell, the
Chiefs versus the Lions. I got half garbage on that.
Baltimore Ravens versus the Lions. I agree.
How are you going to get past the Chiefs?
What do you mean?
How are the Ravens going to get past the Chiefs?
You ever heard of Derrick Henry? You ever heard of Lamar Jackson?
Yeah.
You know what the Ravens didn't do last year?
Run the ball.
There you go. You know what they're going to do this year?
They'll try to run the ball.
They will. Think Kansas City going to be able to stop them running?
Yes.
No.
Have you ever heard of Patrick Mahomes?
He didn't play
Andy
defense.
Reid?
He doesn't play defense.
Travis Swifty?
He playing defense now?
No. Chiefs defenders play defense. Chris Jones.
They got two receivers.
Nick Bolton.
They got one receiver. Didn't they go back and get MVS? He's a free agent.
Why in God's name would you bring him back?
I thought he was with the Bills.
Why don't you just trade?
Didn't they cut him?
They cut him.
They should.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they did.
Yeah, he tries hard.
And they got Amari Cooper.
He really doesn't. Yeah.
He does.
Him and Van Joseph, two of the most uncompetitive wide receivers I have ever seen.
Vance Joseph?
Van Jefferson. Didn't I say Van Jefferson?
You said Van Joseph.
Van Joseph.
Yeah.
Where are we?
Curtis Van Joseph.
Van Jefferson.
Vance Joseph.
Who is Sean Jefferson's
having the time
son.
of his life.
Yeah. And Sean Jefferson was incredibly competitive.
Yeah. MVS is a free agent. They released him.
All right.
Go back to the Chiefs.
He
Got a
probably
touchdown
will.
pass, didn't he? Didn't he catch one in the Super Bowl?
I want to be shocked if the
He made
Jets
one of the
picked him
biggest
up.
catches in the Super Bowl or the AFC title game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Was it the AFC title game?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He almost dropped it, but
I will always remember the ball that he dropped on that Monday Night Football game. I forget who the opponent was now. But MVS, everybody. Old Clanky Hands McGee.
From the 636, the Rams gave away a Jeff Fisher mustache. I actually remember that.
There you go.
Oh, I remember that too.
See?
Yeah. Now that's a gimmick.
Yeah, MVS did score a touchdown in the Super Bowl.
Did he?
Bring him back. You want him back.
They probably will.
Yeah, I'm sure. They got everybody else is hurt.
And they bring everybody else
do.
back. Kareem Hunt is back. And so
Kareem
is... They brought another guy back, didn't they?
McCole Hardman.
That was last year.
Yeah.
McCole Hardman was
Caught
hurt.
the game-winning touchdown in the Super Bowl. Jeff Fisher mustache.
Got to give away something.
What do you think those cost retail? About $7.09?
$3.
Retail, probably about 70 cents.
$3.
Yikes.
From Hockey Bob, hot take or hot garbage? Unless Ted Williams somehow comes out of cryogenics with superhuman strength, there will never be a real-life Winter Soldier. Hot take or hot garbage?
Well, considering the Winter Soldier is real. No.
Garbage.
I mean, maybe Hockey Bob never saw the documentary, because if he did, he'd know what we're talking about and why we're so fascinated by the Winter Soldier.
Hey.
Ripped the steering wheel straight out of a car, out of
amazing.
a moving car.
They brought back Juju. That's who it was.
They brought back,
that's who it was. Juju. Yeah, that's right. Juju Smith-Schuster.
Who's actually been fine.
He's fine.
He's been fine.
He's always been fine. He's been fine since USC.
Other than when he
was really good in Pittsburgh. He was. Now,
are you thinking of Antonio Brown?
Well, I was going to say he had that. Antonio was on the other damn side, which allowed him to be really damn good. But he was good. Were you thinking Vance Joseph?
No, I was thinking of Van Jefferson. Sean Jefferson's son.
Well, you said Van Joseph, and
I know I said Van. I'd messed up. Listen, Carey, if you want to talk about all my mistakes, it's going to be a long.
Listen, I said Willie Stargell 2 days ago. Don't worry about it.
Do you guys remember the
picture?
The ESPN
Which Hall of Famer? Willie Stargell. We are family.
Yeah.
Everything else.
Do you guys remember the reporter who did the sideline reporting for Monday Night Football when Vance Joseph was the head coach of the Denver Broncos?
Of course.
Do you remember his name?
I felt so bad for
yes,
him.
Hold on. I'll get it.
I don't remember.
You got it.
He is having the time of his life.
I felt so bad for him.
You want me to tell you?
Give me a hint. What's the initials?
SD.
SD. Oh, no.
What is it?
Oh, I got it. Sergio Dip.
Yes!
Sergio Dip. That's right. He's having the time of his life.
That was. I felt so bad.
I felt so bad for him, too.
Like, I felt so bad. I was like, what is going on here?
Yeah.
I wonder what he's doing.
He was so excited.
He was.
You could tell he's full of life.
Having the time of his life.
He was like Danny from Ted Lasso. Football is life.
Oh,
He was so excited. You know, like he was hard not to like and root for.
Then he had that one moment where he killed that dog.
And then, it was a problem.
It was for a little bit.
All right, we're going to go to our biggest question of the day next on 101 ESPN.
101 ESPN Sports Center.
I'm Andrew Marsh. It's time for a Sports Center update brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling. The Blues take on the New York Islanders tonight. You can listen to that game right here on 101 ESPN. Pregame starts at 6. Puck drop is at 7. We talked earlier today with Chris Kerber, voice of the Blues, right here on the Blues Radio Network. If you missed that interview, make sure you go to 101ESPN.com or check out the free 101 mobile app. Just head to the podcast page, and you'll find all of our interviews and full shows there. And it's all brought to you by Dobbs Tire and Auto Centers. The Cleveland Guardians are currently leading the Yankees 2-1, heading into the bottom of the 5th inning. The Guardians looking to find their first win in the ALCS. We also have another game tonight as the Mets host the Dodgers, Game 4 of the NLCS. The Dodgers lead that series 2-1. We have our biggest question of the day coming up next. I'm Andrew Marsh, and the Sports Center update is brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling, an independent American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer.
It's time for the Fast Lane's biggest question of the day.
With Carey Davis and Anthony Stalter, Andrew Marsh has the biggest question of the day.
All right, guys, I think there's a lot of frustrated Blues fans out there 4 games into the season, not liking what they've seen these past few games. And obviously, we've had some lineup changes. We talked about that a lot today. But the question I have for you is, how do the Blues prevent losing the fan base like the Cardinals did this season? Is it as simple as just winning? Does it come down to how they play? Is it with the communication from the coaching staff? Like, what do you think that ultimately comes down to?
Play hard. Play hard for 60 minutes. Are you going to be perfect every game, every shift? No. But if you play hard, play with a purpose, play for your teammates and work your butt off every single night, fans will be more appreciative of the effort that is given. I think when you don't play hard, I think when you don't give great effort or it doesn't look that way and you're losing, I think people get frustrated quicker. So play hard, man. If you play hard, and I mean, like, get after it, you're not going to win every game. You're not going to win every puck battle. You're not going to win every faceoff. But do what you're supposed to do what you're coached to do, play hard. And generally speaking, people will man, that's a tough team to play against. That's a team I will go watch, even if they're losing. I think that's what it boils down to.
I think they need to create a very distinct identity.
Yeah.
They need to win. I mean, that's first and foremost. They need to win. They don't have to be the best team in the league, but they got to win. They got to be competitive, to Carey's point. But they've got to play with an identity. I think fans appreciate when they go to the rink or the fields or the stadium. They know what they're gonna get. If it's a really young team with lower expectations, fans will adjust. If it's a really exciting team that's got a lot of speed, fans will adopt that if they're winning. If it's a blue-collar team, great. I think blue-collar works the best in cities like St. Louis and Pittsburgh and Detroit. But if it's not a blue-collar team and it's one that's explosive, you think fans are going to not go? So yeah. I think they're going to win, and I think they need to play with a very distinct identity. One has to emerge at some point. It doesn't have to be in October, but it does have to be, I think, at some point before maybe December.
Do you think that fans can get behind seeing just improvement from certain players? Like, we are in a retool. If they miss the playoffs, like, don't be shocked that they missed the playoffs. They're still in a retool. Like, do you need to see certain players, and who, I mean, name a player, like, do you need to see them take the next step? Yeah. Does that need to be visible? Like Jordan Carey, for instance.
Becoming a better player or a superstar player, like taking that next step to the next level of their game.
What if he is what he is? Like, what if he remains? Like, what if the offensive output goes up a tick, but he's still Jordan Carey from what we've seen over the last couple of years?
I don't know if that'll make fans happy. Like, he's already
right.
He's already like a very controversial player within this group, at least from the fans' perspective.
I think he's probably giving more effort now than he has, right? He was trying to.
And I'm not saying he's not. I'm just saying by the end of the year.
Last against the Wild that he got hip checked and flipped over. When he was chasing him down. Yeah, he was trying to make a play.
He was, yeah.
He was trying.
He was flying.
He was flying like that. And it's
and
things
he was
like
flying
that.
into Bennington too.
Yeah, he flew right into him. Stop. Hit the brakes. Oh no, too late.
You know what he looked like? He looked like Luis Mendoza from
trying to stop
documentaries.
Yeah, the Mighty Ducks for sure.
Yeah, but that's effort. That's doing something that is not like what you've normally done.
You know, Marsh, you asked that question. I think it's a good one, but I don't know if fans go to the stadium or arena and think, all right, I want to see Jordan Kyrou make some improvements here. You know what I mean? They go
right.
to win. I think that's more for us to talk about and for fans to kind of chime in. You know, our listeners chime in on. It's a talking point, but I think for fans, man, it comes down to winning and it comes down to association. It comes down. I can associate with this team. I've got a connection with this team. I think that's part of the problem with the Cardinals the last couple of years.
I like watching.
Like, who are you connected to with the Cardinals?
Right.
Not only do they stink or are average, what's the connection? You know, like my kids love Brendan Donovan. You know, we go to Tommy Edman. We're going to go and I know these guys they're going to play a hard night. Whatever. There's no association there.
Do you also think that the time? This is kind of weird to think about, but like the time period when the Cardinals won and lost, do you think that factors into people's interests? Like, they were terrible at the beginning of the season. That is when all the hype is there for baseball to be back.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, I can't wait for baseball. Oh, the Cardinals stink. And then you're like in the dog days of summer, and then they start to come around, they start playing better, and you're like, oh, okay, but maybe I got some other stuff going on, like during the summer.
You're right. So there's a disconnect there.
And then at the end of the year, you're like, hey, I'm excited for playoff baseball.
Right.
Like we're leading up to it here. This is where you need to have that stretch run and really prove that you're a legitimate playoff team.
Yeah, I do think it
and
matters.
they stunk again. Like, I hope that doesn't happen with the Blues.
You know what, too? You brought up the Cardinals. The Blues better win this year from the standpoint, and I don't mean like win a Stanley Cup. You don't have to win a Stanley Cup.
Like playoffs.
But you got to be a playoff team. You have to capitalize on the Cardinals not being great, and City, unfortunately, had a down year in the second year. Think about the Blues and the Cardinals when the Cardinals were consistently making the playoffs. The Blues, unfortunately, took that back seat. You have a clear opportunity in this city.
Got a window.
But not if you don't make the playoffs. You're not a playoff team. So it's going to be kind of fascinating. We have Bet the Board. We've got 3 stars of the day and criticisms and compliments all coming up next on 101 ESPN. Hey, if you got nothing going on tonight, but you want to, enjoy the action, whether it's Blues or the football game tonight, why don't you head out to Hot Shots in Fenton? That's where Rafe from the Rizzuto Show and me, Anthony Stalter, that's where we're going to be tonight from 6:30 to 8:30. Again, the Hot Shots in Fenton. You can come hang out with us. We'll watch the game. Broncos, Saints. While you're there, you get signed up for some point and one-on-one ESPN giveaways. You can enjoy some cold Bud Light and maybe get some food there as well. It's tonight from 6:30 to 8:30 with Rafe from the Rizzuto Show and me, Anthony Stalter, at Hot Shots in Fenton, refreshed by Bud Light. Anything from today's show, you can always download the podcast available at 101ESPN.com or on your 101 ESPN mobile app. It's all brought to you by Dobbs Tire and Auto Centers. Time to bet the board. Marsh, what do we got for standings?
All right, Anthony, you're leading the charge with 7 points. Jamie has 6, Carey has 5, and I'm stuck at 2.
I'm not even going to mess around here. I'm going to go with the Broncos money line. They're minus 142.
Oh, look at you.
On the money line. I'm not going to mess around with the 2.5 points. Why bother? I mentioned this before. I think the Saints are in a really bad spot. Let's talk about the injuries. Chris Olave, out. Taysom Hill, out. Shaheed, out. Most of their offensive line is banged up. Starting Spencer Rattler, second game, short week. They played last Monday night. They played Sunday, and now they're playing on Thursday. A lot of snaps for the defense the last 2 games. I think they're going to get worn out, and Sean Payton wins in his return to the Superdome. Give me the Broncos minus 142.
I'm going to keep it simple. Dodgers, money line, minus 132.
That worked for me last night.
I need to win.
That worked for me last night.
I need to win.
Jamie has the LA Kings tonight, money line?
Yes, I think they're playing the Canadians, I believe.
Canadians?
The Habs. And the Have-Nots.
I'm going to do what Carey does. I'm going to go with a 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs. Give me Tommy Edman. 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs. He's batting cleanup tonight for the Dodgers.
There you go. Okay.
So,
and Eric Fetty goes tonight as well for the Cardinals.
No.
I've lost
Cardinals
7 picks in a row.
7 in a row.
7.
Seven's the number.
Seven's the
That's
number.
horrible. That's terrible.
I feel like, Marsh, you started to kind of use bet the board as a way to, like, test things.
Kinda.
And like, you know what? Let's go with some crazy bets. And things have gone sideways for you.
Well, let's go through this real quick. James Schwartz, 2+ shots on goal. I don't. That's not that crazy.
That's
Toronto
not crazy.
Maple Leafs, Montreal Canadiens, Over 1.5 first period goals. That didn't hit. Pretty sure they scored a bunch in the second. DK Metcalf.
always the worst.
Over 4.5 receptions.
Oh, that one did it for you.
He had 4.
That stunk.
Yeah. 2 of them called back.
Wake Forest. I didn't even pick that one.
No.
That one definitely didn't hit.
Yep.
Jets money line. I did that on purpose.
Mm-hmm.
I was close, though.
You were.
Jordan Bennington, over 26.5 saves. That didn't hit.
Yeah.
Luis Severino, over 4.5 strikeouts. Had 3. Just, Tommy Edman.
One of those things.
Just a bit off there.
You're going to hit tonight. Edmund's going to hit tonight, which means Marshy's going to hit tonight.
Is he?
Yeah.
I think Shohei hits tonight. Mookie Betts. The guys that get paid a lot of money. Is Freddie in the lineup? No, he was limping around out there.
I don't think so.
He's out there limping.
Not good for the Dodgers, for the Doyers.
You know who also is limping is Brandon Nimmo.
Yeah.
Usually they have him out in the outfield. That looks like he's walking around, like a boot on or something.
Looks like Aaron Rodgers out there in the pocket.
Oh, man.
Hey, any shot I could take on Aaron Rodgers, I'm going to do it. Aaron Judge, by the way, just took a fastball right down the middle, as if he didn't want a C-high fastball.
It's a good approach.
Tried to throw another one, and he fouled that one off.
Yankees, by the way, trailing 2-1 after I talked a bunch of smack on the Guardians earlier, saying they were done. Called them toast.
Not so fast.
Yeah.
Stuff. We got not a question. Oh, no, it is a question from 618. Was Anthony's potty mouth a star yesterday? No.
What did you say?
I didn't say anything yesterday.
Well, he said something. People thought he said something else.
Oh, yeah.
Kareem Hunt.
Yeah.
If I say it fast, people hear things.
Well, yeah.
But I'm only responsible for what I say, not for what you guys hear.
You're not wrong.
It's true. From 314.
Maybe I said it. I don't know.
I don't think so.
Great show. Let's go Blues.
Thank you. And yeah, let's go Blues.
From the 314, just got to fade Marshy's picks then. Like I said, I'm here for the people.
Not a bad idea right now. But you know what? Marsh he's gonna battle back. So just be careful with that, all right? Just be real careful. Marsh, you're gonna get locked in. When was the last time you won a month, Marsh? It wasn't that long ago.
Yeah, let's take a look here.
All right. What's the winning months?
It's been a while.
Oh, I won 2 months in a row. Back in March and April.
I won in August, I think. Or September.
You won in September.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what? No one has won back-to-back months other than myself.
No one.
There you
Circles
go.
the wagons.
I'll hang my hat on that.
Like the Buffalo Bills.
We got a text from the Water Boy. We're talking about documentaries and movies, and we really don't know which one is which. Does this mean a kid has never managed the Twins? Henry Rowengartner never pitched for the Cubs. Baseball players aren't hooking up with their moms. My mama always said the dictionary was the devil.
My mama said.
Yeah, no, you're good.
Yeah.
We all saw the documentary with the kid fast laned his arm and then pitched for the Chicago Cubs.
Yeah.
We all saw the documentary
Rowengartner.
where the kid from the Minnesota Twins wanted to be the manager. I mean,
he owned the team.
Made himself a manager. Like, come on.
A real young Jerry Jones.
Yeah.
Guys, we all saw the docs.
What are we talking about here?
Yeah.
Yeah. Saw the
It's a
Angels
great-
in the Outfield documentary.
Well, that's real.
You know, things happen.
Yep.
Be careful.
And that kid in that movie, or that documentary, actually ended up being a real help to Batman.
Yeah, he was. You're right about that.
This is a circle of life.
A lot of these things are connected. You just got to pay attention.
Absolutely.
It's crazy how life works.
Oh, yeah. Marsh, do you want to do some 3 stars of the day?
Yeah, absolutely. Our third star of the day is going to go out to Sergio Dip.
Sergio Dip.
Yeah,
man.
He's doing well, though. I was saying, I think English is probably his second language.
Probably.
And sometimes, especially when you're speaking a different language than your language that you're accustomed to.
Sure.
It can be a little difficult.
Yeah. I think he slowed down.
Yeah.
I think he was excited, and I think he got that. Look, Sergio's doing fantastic, it sounds like. So.
And he's our third star of the day.
Yeah.
Second star of the day goes out to Yelling Rip It!
Yeah. Yep.
That guy.
Yep. Good stuff there from the Rip It guy.
Rip it.
Rip him right down the... Okay.
No, you just talk to him.
Yeah.
First star of the day, of course, goes out to documentaries.
Yes. Specifically,
See that one with the
Winter Soldier documentary.
Get you one of those arms.
Hockey Bob did not take kindly to the fact that we called that a documentary. Told us to get a dictionary.
I think Hockey Bob might have been joking. I'm not going to lie.
He probably
I don't think so. I'm not going to give Hockey Bob the credit on that one. Yeah. But maybe he was. Maybe he was joking.
He did come back with a great text.
Do you think he was joking? I'm going to go with your ruling on this, Judge. You rule it. You rule it. You call it.
Give me like 10 seconds.
For Andrew Marsh, for Jamie Rivers, for Kerry Davis, I'm Anthony Stalter. See ya.